Showtime in 60 seconds. "45 seconds. "30 seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Hey, Bubba, how come this scenario started off with Brian's son going to Alabama, and then we quit that scenario and
Because Bubba realized that would never happen.
Right.
we changed it to you having a son and what you would do?
Brian,
did you
Brian,
pull the plug on that?
yeah.
That Brian having a
five-star wide receiver going to Alabama?
Listen, I can always adopt a kid. Haven't you guys seen The Blind Side?
Yeah,
Come on.
You could. You could be the
know,
Blind Side guy.
I'm already scouting
By
right
the way,
now.
the Blind Side thing ended up being a complete sham.
Oh, so's mine.
And they actually...
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
Yeah. My mouse fell, and then on my next gen screen looks like something that you probably need to handle. I can't. I'm afraid. Thank you. Oh my God! Thank you so very much. We had a 342, and by the way, the Bubba the Love Sponge show, Monday, November 25th.
Dr. Remulak, $100 on the Venmo.
I got a nice letter and a nice, just an overall nice gesture from Joe from the West Side.
Oh, nice.
Airtight. He's just such a nice dude. He always sends me a handwritten letter for holidays and stuff and usually a gift. So thank you so much, Joe from the West Side Airtight Ski Pole. We took Friday off, as you know, as I was traveling to Warsaw, Indiana, to watch my Warsaw Tiger, not mine, but my...
Congrats to your Mountain Lions, baby.
To my Mountain Lions, yes. The Warsaw Tigers, the school that I went to. What do you say? I never...
Alma mater.
Alma
mater.
Martyr.
M-A-T-E-R. Mater.
Whatever. Place I used to play at. School I went to. They've never been really denoted as a high school as a football team. They've always been known as a basketball team.
Except for the mid '80s when you were playing.
No, we were still a basketball team. Even more so, we won the state in '84, and that's before they had Class A. That's before they had class basketball. That's when every team, like the school, like the movie Hoosiers, where they all play each other regardless. Like Little Milan, the movie Hoosiers, I think, was made or modeled after a team in the 50s, like 1954. and it was Milan High School, and they had like 252 people in the entire high school from I think the senior class had like 40, something like that. And they went on to win state that year, and that's what the movie Hoosiers is modeled after. Well, clear through, I don't know when Indiana turned basketball into classes, but it was, I think, sometime in the 90s. But in 84, when my high school won the state championship, it was my senior year. Oddly enough, it was 40 years ago from this period. So 40 years ago, I was a senior in high school, and we won the state championship in basketball.
Nice.
That was also my senior year in football. We went 4-6.
1997
is when they changed it to class.
Yes.
That's basketball. Now, football has always had classes, just because,
It's hard to field 75 people with a small school.
Right, exactly. And, small schools tends to have smaller dudes. You don't have, if you have 3,000 kids to pick from, you naturally are going to have some pretty big dudes in there. If you got 600 kids to pick from for 4 grades, probably not going to have that many big dudes. Well, Warsaw plays, for the longest time, they played 6A, which is the largest, they go 1 through 6A. In football rankings. Well, Warsaw dropped down a class last year to 5A.
Probably helps them, though.
That's why they're probably where they are today.
Right.
And that's headed to the state championship. They play Saturday night.
So they won this weekend.
They did.
Was it exciting?
Oh, my God.
What was the score?
I think it was 30. I think it was 31 to 7. 31 to 14 or 31 to 17.
So a solid winning.
Well, it was 13 to Warsaw was down by a point, 13 to 14 going into halftime. And it was cold.
Do you find it disrespectful that they didn't put a legend like you and Larry Plummer on the sidelines and that you were all the way up on the bleachers?
No, that's exactly where we need to be.
Well, I feel like when I'm watching like Colorado and Miami, like all the old school guys are roaming the sidelines. Ed Reed, Michael Irvin, and I would have liked to see you and Larry Plummer there.
I don't think that's just not what they do. That's just not what Coach does.
All right, you came a long way, but that's fine.
That's fine. Coach left us some tickets because it was going to be packed.
31-14.
31-14. And these guys were big. But Warsaw's just so scrappy. And and literally, I'm not kidding you, Dan, they got 6 plays. That's it. I think they let me, if you went to look at the statistic, I think Warsaw threw the ball 3 times. They just run it right down your mouth. They just run.
Do they have a running back from hell?
No, they just got it's running back by committee, but their quarterback last game he went for 310 yards. Running.
The quarterback ran 300 yards?
Yes.
Wait. A quarterback rushed for 300 yards in the game.
Last game, Warsaw's quarterback, Sullivan, number 12, ran for 312 yards.
High school stat lines are awesome.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
I don't know how many he had this weekend, but he had well over 100. They had this triple option, wishbone, they hike the ball and the fullback automatically, Dan, goes through the 2 or the 1 hole. The quarterback either gives it to him or keeps it. If he keeps it, then he has 3 options. 1, to tuck it up the next hole. 2, to go outside the end. Or 3, to go to the sweep. Now, if he goes to the sweep, he also has the option to pitch it to his running back. That's it. That's all they do. They don't do anything else. That's it. That's all they do. And you
can't stop it.
You can't stop it. Because their offensive line are just so well coached, and they just come off the ball and they just smash you right in the mouth every time. And these guys, our guys are pretty big, but the Maryville team we played, first of all, I'm not saying anything or nothing, but the Maryville, I don't think they had one white guy on their team.
Oh, nice.
They were fast. Oh my God. So anyway, Warsaw plays Saturday night at the same facility that the Colts play in, Lucas Oil Stadium. They play there Saturday night at 7 o'clock. So, Lummy, I'm flying in.
You're doing it again?
What's that?
You're doing it again?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow, you're like committed.
Nice.
Well, here's the deal. We're on vacation.
That's true.
I mean, I don't have to take a day off. They play on Saturday.
You originally said though that you wouldn't be able to go if they made the finals.
I didn't think so because I have a project at the track.
Okay.
But my guy at the track is
One-Eyed Willie?
One-Eyed Willie, exactly. One-Eyed Billy, actually.
Sorry.
One-Eyed Billy was like, dude, I can.
This is a one-eyed job, buddy.
Yeah, well,
He doesn't need 3 eyes. He just needs one.
He's got Weed Whipper Greg that's going to help him, and
Drunk Dave.
And Drunk Dave.
Does One-Eyed Bill wear safety goggles so he doesn't like hurt his good eye?
No, but when we're working, like if we're working and we're like for instance, one of the jobs we've been doing lately is we've been taking a lull and taking a chain and raising the bin block up, and then taking material and putting in where the bin block used to lay, and then so the bin block's not so buried. Well,
You might as well just said that in Spanish because I have no idea what you're talking
I
about.
just sent you some highlights, Bubba, or the news story.
okay. So if you get on Billy's blind side, he'll like say, you know, I can't, Bubba, I can't see you. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. You know, he's got a 5,000-pound, concrete block that he's got on a chain, and you got to be really mindful as to where that's at. And so if he can't see you, he'll tell you, I can't see you. These are the stats.
No, this is like a news story, like a quick where it shows some highlights.
All right, hold on here. Here we go. Hold on. Boom, boom. This is channel. This is me right here. Hold on.
Dude, you and Larry Plummer have a soft swap to celebrate?
This is about.
Did you have a blanket?
Listen, yeah. Oh yeah.
Soft swap.
Let me tell you the best investment that I've ever made, and they were $30. Maybe they were $40.
It's packed, by the way.
Oh yeah, more so.
Like shoulder to shoulder.
Let me see here. I got to get my. Completely opposite here.
Did you have to go incognito, Bubba?
Did you wear glasses and a big nose?
No.
Being the most famous man from Warsaw, especially walking the grounds where you used to
That's right.
pancake.
Hollowed grounds.
All right, so here's a news story.
Field Warsaw coming off its first ever regional title.
That's Warsaw
In
side.
football, the Tigers hosting semi-state against an 11
Warsaw's in the black.
and 1 Maryville team
This is
ranked
cool,
third
the
in the
uniforms.
state. It's Warsaw drawing first blood. They would march 84 yards on 14 plays. That was Drew Sullivan with a short 1-yard touchdown.
Now this little guy here, number 2 for Maryville.
Stud.
Well, just watch this. You're going to see this guy play on Saturdays. You're going to see this guy. I don't know if he's committed to a college, but my God, he was their only thing they had. Watch this, Lemmy. This is just like a little sweep.
84 yards on 14 plays. That was Drew Sullivan with a short 1-yard touchdown on the QB plunge. It was 6-zip Tigers after the block PAT. But Maryville, man, they are
But hold on.
He
watch.
looks like he's 5'4".
But watch this hold.
1-yard
Hold on, Lemmy.
touchdown.
Look at the hold on this guy.
Yep.
Watch this. Hold on. Look.
On the QB plunge, it was 6-zip
That's a straight hold, isn't it?
Sure is.
Tigers
Gotta let him go.
after the block PAT. But Maryville, man, they are explosive. J.Q. Johnson breaks this
So I heard all night long. It was J.Q. Johnson for 8, J.Q. Johnson for 9.
one off 77 yards to the house, and Maryville leading
Is
in
he a
the
little
first quarter.
person?
Yeah, he's a little guy. It's like 5'6". Look at his quads. So Maryville leads 13-14 going into halftime.
7-6 against the Tigers. But Warsaw's defense, you saw them give up a big play there, but they have big plays of their own. That is Tristan Wilson with an interception. Yeah,
He was
in
watching the
bounds.
quarterback the
Yeah.
whole
To
time.
the
Yeah.
Tigers, and they moved the ball.
Larry and I were sitting like over here, like against the back row, but like over here a little bit, like on the 35-yard line.
Down the
Hiding from the
field,
cameras.
it's Sullivan.
All right, so I forgot to tell you the
Paparazzi.
best thing I bought was we went to, I forget, some store in Warsaw, Larry, Lummy, and we bought these seat cushions.
Oh yeah.
They have like these little batteries in them, and you USB, charge them up for a few hours.
Are they warm?
And they're warm. Nice. Compared to sitting on aluminum bleachers, and they're real patty. They're made by mossy oak, like they're like for deer hunting and stuff. Oh my
Nice.
God. They were so nice.
There's nothing worse than sitting in a cold deer stand except maybe sitting in cold bleachers.
Here's look. This is the quarterback.
Second touchdown of the game. This one from 24 yards out. As he moves
That's the quarterback. Now you know enough about football, Dan. Watch this quarterback.
his second touchdown of the game. This one from 24 yards out as he weaves his way in. And the Tigers.
It takes him a little while to get some speed, but then he goes fast.
He's not a lot of times, man. He'll break. There was 2 times last week that he broke out, was gone, and the black guys caught him at the 20. he was gone.
to 7. Now, about 2 minutes before the half, Maryville's Jordan Sanders would hook up with Dermott Bogard here for a touchdown. Pirates led 14-13 at the break, but Warsaw would do the rest of the work from there as the Tigers win their first ever semi-state title, 31-14. They will play in the 5A state championship.
So they're playing together, playing a team called Decatur Central. And I think
we're going to get that ass, aren't we?
They play Saturday at 7 o'clock.
Sorry.
Merch Crick and I are going to fly in Saturday morning. Uber, I don't need any rental car or nothing. Let me Uber. Now, the good thing about Lucas Oil Stadium where the Colts play.
It's in a real city.
It's downtown?
It's downtown, but they have like 5 or 6 hotels that hook onto the stadium.
They're all tunneled up. The whole thing is tunneled up.
Dan's been there for the combine.
Yeah. It could be 0, it could be -50, and you're like warm.
You'll never.
T-shirt.
So I had to tell Merch Crick, listen, yes, it's going to be 29 Saturday night, but you don't understand. So I got a hotel. I'm not going to tell you which one, but I got a hotel. And Dan, you've seen them because
it's all skywalked up. Everything's connected.
They got 5 hotels that are skywalked to the. It's brilliant. I don't know that any other NFL's. It's probably just really conducive to cold weather places.
Well, and rainy places.
But I got 5 hotels that are hooked onto Lucas Oil Stadium, so you literally never have to go outside.
I think that network even goes to the mall. I think there's a network of it's beyond just the 5. I mean, it's that whole area is joined by those little skywalks, which is brilliant because it's so crappy cold there.
So Lummy, on Friday, 2, 4, and 6A play, and then on Saturday, Warsaw's 5A, 1, 3, and 5 play. 5 play at 7 o'clock. Now, here's the other thing. My buddy Bernie, from Lucas Oil.
Yeah.
Well, Lucas Oil Stadium.
Yeah.
Bernie works for Lucas Oil. You don't think Lucas Oil had to have a box?
Sure do.
They do.
Yeah, they got one right at the 50.
Nice.
So I've already been on the phone with Bernie. Now you have to buy a $15. It's all general admission seating. So I have to buy so I already got my $15 general admission. And then Bernie says, just come right to the box.
There you go.
Why not?
It's not a really high demand for high school, there's not a lot.
Well, there's 6 different.
Well, they'll pick that they will. Here's the thing about it. When you buy a ticket for the day, it's good for all 3 games.
Oh, nice.
But, most the 1A team that plays at 11 o'clock in the morning, they don't, the people don't stick around. They leave.
Will you stream the game for us illegally on your phone like Antonio Brown did at the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Not illegally, though. I may lock it down to members only. I feel that gives us a little more insulation. Rhett, if I'm doing something illegally...
No one's going to take you down for this, Bubba.
Rhett, let me ask you a question. My liaison of legal streaming. If I lock it down to membership only, then I think we even have a lesser chance of getting any type of situation.
Yeah, I think with Warsaw football, you should be okay. A Bucks game is a different story.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jim. $10. And how's Decatur? Is that what it is?
Decatur Central.
Or how are they?
So if they went,
oh my God! Once you look them up, Decatur Central. I think they've won like 150 state champions. I mean, yeah.
If they win the whole thing. This is the final game.
This is the glass. This is it.
This is it. So they won the semifinals.
So
this
they won.
weekend.
They won the sectionals. So the sectionals are 2 games. You have to win 2 games. So they beat Goshen and they beat Elkhart for the section. They beat Concord for the sectionals. Then the regionals, they beat Lafayette Jeff. You only have to win 1 time to win the regionals. Then the semi-state, they beat Maryville. Now they go to the state tournament to play Decatur Central, and that's it. If you beat Decatur Central, here's the one thing though, Dan. Warsaw tripped up a couple times early this year, and I think they finished the season either 7-3 or 8-3. Well, when they went into the sectional finals against Concord was number 1. They beat number 1. Then when they went to the regional finals and they played Lafayette Jeff, after they re-ranked everybody, Lafayette Jeff was number 1. They beat Lafayette Jeff. Then, hold on, this past weekend after they re-ranked everybody, Maryville was number 1. They've beat 3 number 1 teams in a row.
Wow.
To get where they are. It's just it's unbelievable. I'm just so proud. And it's nostalgic in the fact that 40 years ago, our team won the state championship in basketball. The Warsaw Tigers have never, ever they've never even won a regional. They've only won a sectional. So this is the first regional they've ever won. This is the first semi-state they've ever won. And it's the first time they've even sniffed to go into Indianapolis for, And it's an in and out. Like, it's an in and out. I can have Thanksgiving at Tara's house.
Yeah.
I can, be here on Friday if I need to do anything. I might even go up to the track and work all day on Friday. And then Saturday fly in. I'm flying in the first plane available.
Nice.
I got a hotel room that's hooked onto the stadium. Go to the game at 7 o'clock. Probably be done by 11. And I got the first plane out Sunday morning.
Did Merch Trick have a great time?
She really did. She had 16 layers on. Sumo bought her this coat, and it's Lummy. It's I think it's made from Milwaukee, and Milwaukee makes great stuff. I think it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Tools.
But it's this coat that's got that heats. It's a heating coat.
Oh, nice. Another USB deal where you plug it in and it charges.
And it'll literally it was great. But I think Lucas Oil Field, can you send me a video of Lucas Oil Field? Now, they have I know they won't this weekend because it's going to be low 29, but Lucas Oil Field has the ability to open up the window. It's one of those stadiums where they can open it up.
Yes.
If they want to, but they very rarely do. I think they keep, I think what is it, like 7, what do they keep it, like at 74? What do they keep the Trop at?
74.
74. So I think it's going to be 74. I'm going to get general admission tickets. If we can't get down low, then we're going to go up. And then Fatheads Eyewear, he's got a box.
Nice.
And Lucas has got a box. So, it's kind of like you, Lummy, when you go to the Bucks game. You got good seats, but a lot of times you'll end up in the Diaco box.
That's right. It's nice.
It's with a stroke of bad luck.
It's nice to be able to catch a little chicken tender and a little Tito's and ginger ale. Isn't
Always
it?
a pleasure.
Yeah.
I love having Lummy in the box, except for some reason they seem to suck when Lummy's in the box.
The Bucks do?
Oh, it's like they turn into a high school team. It's unbelievable. It's like literally we're winning the game. Lummy comes up and we're losing by 3 touchdowns. But I still love you there, Lummy. I'm not superstitious.
Not you. Chuck Woolery, the original. Wasn't he the original Wheel of Fortune guy?
Yes, he was.
Before Pat Sajak replaced him, and then he was most noted for. It was, I think it was it called
the dating game?
The dating game or the match? The dating game.
Love Connection.
Love Connection.
I think it was the dating game that they turned into the Love Connection. I think. I don't know.
It says right up there, original Wheel of Fortune and Love Connection host.
All right, you're there. Right. Perfect. Thanks.
Got it.
Remember, he would have his big Rolex, and he would make sure the camera saw it, and he'd go, "We'll be back in 2 and 2." Remember, he'd do that, and he let his little rollie slide.
Is he the one that used to kiss everybody on the lips?
Oh yeah, he was. It's not wonder you didn't have herpes.
He was married 4 or 5 times, I think.
Yeah, and is this the last time he? No, he looks pretty good.
Looks great.
He's 83. Hold on here. That's not what I'm. Let me skip this.
So do you think 83 is old or not?
No, I do. I'm not asking a ton of questions at 83.
83. How many more years is that from me?
It's like 25.
Not 25 more years from, is it?
Yeah.
No. Okay. I can't even picture being alive in 25 years.
Yeah, but think about this. You said it's been 40 years since the basketball championship. So imagine in 1984 going back 40 years. You're talking World War II.
From 84.
From 84, minus 40.
Yeah. Thanks for making me feel.
War I don't know if you're trying to make me feel old.
I don't know if you're trying to make me feel better or worse.
Makes me feel bad, Lee.
I gotta say though, Pat Sajak, they have nothing on you. I used to watch Scrabble. I wanted to compete on the team Scrabble, but it got canceled before.
Well, I'm glad you badmouthed Pat Sajak because I wouldn't do it.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No.
Hey, Mr. Woolery, did you ever date Vanna White or anything like that?
No, I never did.
What did you think when what's his name? Alex Trebek shaved off his mustache?
Oh my God.
I would start cussing here because you can't really.
The paparazzi so bad.
I'd be like, listen, you stupid f. You can't. If you're gonna photobomb me or try to get me on a gotcha moment, have much better questions. You're the lamest paparazzi I've ever seen. Because then you go viral. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This isn't going viral. This is
boring. Who cares about the mustache?
The first time. It went viral after he died. Like it's. Come on, they're just searching for anything at this point.
Actually, I never even thought about it, if you want to know the truth.
Viral doesn't count when the guy dies and it's the only piece that they can find on the internet.
I didn't even notice it, did he?
Do you still do lingo? I used to watch Lingo, and then they took a game show network off my cable for whatever reason.
Yeah, no, Lingo's in reruns.
Oh my God!
It's first run 7 years, and now it's in rerun.
Now, have you seen the movie Quiz Show? I'm sorry. I just wanted.
He's trying to be nice, but I think Pat's like, you're wearing me out here, buddy.
This is from 2016, so they really were like scraping the bottom of the barrel.
You're right. So Rhett,
Neil Malpass here, $20. Go, Pat, go.
This was just the last time he was on TMZ, I assume.
Right. This is the last known footage of him because, he was such a non-factor.
From the 50s, all the game shows.
So that when they went and scoured the internet, Rhett, because he died, this is the only thing they can find.
Well, I think they just have to use their footage.
Oh, okay.
I think it's better for them. Like, this is the last time we talked to Chuck.
Right. So it's like, okay, this is the last thing that we have in our library.
Yeah.
Right. That way they won't get a monetization, will it?
Up and everything. Was that the same in the 80s? Like, did people actually win Scrabble, or was it all, produced?
No, they won. It wasn't produced. They won.
They gotta be, it's like American Idol now. They always pick it beforehand, don't they? Like it's.
Oh, you're so cynical. Jeez.
I gotta say though, Love Connection. Everybody copied it.
This is like 8 years ago.
Man,
boy,
Chuck wanted to die right then.
Yeah. But,
he was begging for it. It only came 8 years later.
But by 8 year standards, he went from he was very, very healthy sounding and very spry, if you will. Here.
Well, it was my favorite.
What was the creepiest guy you ever had on Love Connection?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, well,
probably himself.
I did 5 shows a day, so I have I can't even remember.
Roger Lodge and Blind Date had nothing on you either. Oh my God.
Okay.
Well, you're very complimentary.
Can I get one last
You're very much a pain in my ass.
thing? Can I get TMZ? We don't have a checkout like you used to have. Can you give me we'll be back in 2 and 2?
TMZ, we'll be back 2 and 2.
Oh my God. Thank you.
T-shirt will 25.
Yeah, I should have given him a roadie, right? Should have given him a T-shirt. Will 25. Did you get that, Lummy?
Yes.
He looks like every guy hanging out in a pool in Florida.
Hard telling where he was coming from. MSNBC staffers panic as NBC parent Comcast plans to spin off the channel and possibly change its name. There's all these spin-offs that are happening in the media now. I saw an article where Apollo Global, who owns Cox Media, was trying to pair with Sony to buy Paramount. I think that got shot down last week. But it seems like a lot of people are. Do you think that these conglomerates that own these liberal-leaning media outlets are trying to dump them because they don't do that well? I mean, you don't see anybody trying to sell Fox, but you got CNBC and NBC both up for grabs. And isn't Elon interested in CNBC? He made some type of.
Is it CNBC or MSNBC?
MSNBC.
Oh, so this one right here.
Yeah, MSNBC.
Right.
So, Bubba, I think that when you have a turd, you try to get rid of it because it stinks up the whole room. And these really super liberal cable channels have become stinky turds that they're just trying to get rid of because it's stinking up their portfolio. And so you're able to buy them on the cheap. They've got no traction. They completely delegitimized themselves over the last 4 months with this dishonest narrative, lying from everything from Trump's Russian collusion to Biden being completely appropriate and
hold on now. But you think maybe America has spoken with the ass whipping that the liberals took in the election, that anything liberal leaning probably isn't perceived very well right now.
Well, they don't have $2 billion in campaign funds to blow through.
And as much as anyone, Bubba, it's always about the numbers. And as much as people love to sit around and watch the news all day, MSNBC is dead last.
Right.
It has been dead last. It's not getting any better.
It's really last?
Yeah, dead last.
Not last, but dead last.
Dead last.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that why people are killing the Morning Joe guy or Cup of Joe and Miko or for going over to meet with Trump?
Anybody on MSNBC gets killed, but exasperate that by the fact that Joe Scarborough and whoever else went to Mar-a-Lago which was actually a smart play from Trump. He's like, hey, what better way to a big FU is to have a few of my most critical people come to Mar-a-Lago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, two of the people that were most critical of me, it's not a wonder he hasn't invited Howard to Mar-a-Lago. Panic engulfed MSNBC headquarters Wednesday after parent company Comcast confirmed a massive spinoff of its cable properties, with a top executive even suggested the left-leaning network may be forced to change its name. MSNBC stars Rachel Maddow, Chris Jansen, Katie Tour joined a tense AM meeting at 30 Rock led by NBC Universal Chairman Mark Lazarus, who will lead the new company, sources said. Staffers fearing looming layoffs peppered him with questions about whether the network will need to change its name, logo, headquarters after reports surfaced that the new entity could be cut from the reporting muscle of NBC. So NBC might just cut ties with it altogether. Well, it would have to cut ties with it altogether if it's for sale, right?
Yeah, it looks like Morning Joe, the ratings were they had 694,000 for the old age demographics, and then
so hold on. Imagine this: you're a morning show and you're on a major cable network. This isn't, and this network is in the sexy numbers of anywhere between 10 and probably 60 on a cable network. Usually,
it's right after Fox and CNN.
Right,
it's in that same group.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like 110.
No, it's in the area that should be accessible.
It's in this sexy area.
Mm-hmm.
They have some networks that are buried in the 105. Some people don't get that high. Some people peruse between 2 and 50. So most NBC, station positions within various cable, because it's the cables company. It's a cable company where they put it's their jam where they put.
It's like product placement. You know what I mean? It's like top shelf, bottom shelf.
Cox Cable could have MSNBC at 49, whereas Bay News 9 might have it at 37, whereas some other place out west might have it at 44. So it it changes in different channels, but it's always in it's. MSNBC isn't buried nonetheless.
And it's usually very accessible in a hotel. It's one of the higher ones in a hotel.
So think about this. You're in the sexy cable real estate area, and your morning show only gets 600,000 watchers.
And then
hold on. There's, 330 million people in our country. I don't know how many people subscribe to cable. I could probably ask Alexa. Good morning, Alexa. Alexa, good morning.
Good morning. Brr. It's getting cold outside, but I've got some fun to keep you warm. Snuggle up in a blanket and get ready to enjoy the many wonders of winter. Just say,
hey, Alexa, shut up. Hey, Alexa, how many cable subscribers are in the United States of America?
From Zippia.com, there are about 71 million cable TV subscribers in the U.S. as of December 20.
Thank you. So you have 71 million people that have the ability to get your channel.
You have 600,000?
You have 600,000 in your morning show.
1%.
If you look at, the big networks today, Good Morning America, that's where, just like terrestrial radio and just like satellite radio with Howard in the morning and other things, that's where the old school mentality is that's where you put your major player. Well, they have and they have a couple, Joe Scarborough is supposed to be a big slinging D, and they have 600,000 viewers. That is absolutely horrible.
Well, this is what really hurt them. They're the demographic 25 to 54,
which is the most coveted demographic in all of media. Hold on, whether you're radio, whether you're TV, 25 to 50 persons. 25 to 54 is the bulk of your advertising, where the advertising agencies.
Even for that, isn't it higher?
Usually 25, 54. A lot of times TV at night will go 1849, but 25, 54 still kind of is the big sling and D. They had 70,000.
Yeah.
Wow, it's pathetic.
And
Rachel Maddow has been there for like 12 years. John's been there for like 12 years. These people have been there for a while. They're not brand new people. They just pulled out of their ass.
Lazarus told NBC staffers he wasn't sure whether the network would change its identity or its home, according to insiders. Now, when I did MSNBC with Tucker and he had his own show, the studios were in Jersey, they weren't in Rockefeller Center. They were in Jersey. Everyone is in panic because every thing is up in the air. Another close insider told the network, added, people don't really know what's going on. They had the election. Holidays are coming up. People are tired. They're just trying to get through. MSNBC declined to comment.
I mean, this is every job right now, isn't it? Where people don't know what. I mean, people going into the new year, whether they're going to be there or not, whether their position is going to be eliminated.
Well, Seth, I mean, MSNBC stopped being a news network and became really an arm of the Democrat Party for the last couple of years, and it was showed. They were intellectually dishonest, and I think people, on the whole, reject that now. They're tired of listening to...
Well, here's the deal.
News that's really opinion.
Listen, all media, from newspapers, which have taken the biggest hit, to radio, to cable television, to regular television, the only thing that seems to be healthy right now, from all aspects, from podcasting, take the highest entity of all, and that's Joe Rogan, to streaming across, again, where's the lion's share of our audience? Streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So regular radio, AM and FM, regular TV, regular cable, it's all up. It's all deteriorating.
It's all disseminated. I mean, you can get your information anywhere these days.
Right. I mean, you don't have to watch the 6:30 Lester Holt NBC nightly news. You just don't have to. You can get all of that news all day long, trickulating into on about 50 different sources. And so it's streaming. Everybody is cutting the cord. My mom doesn't even have regular cable anymore.
Why do you think Joe Rogan's so hot on trying to take Rachel Maddow's spot? There's still some sexiness there.
There is some sexiness there. That's why I still want to get back on a sexy.
I understood.
On a sexy radio station, but that's not where Joe Rogan's going to. MSNBC isn't going to pay Joe Rogan $100 million.
They'll pay him 30.
No, they won't.
They paid Rachel Maddow for nothing close to that.
Joe would be doing it for the same reason we would be doing it, just to be able to do it. It's not about the money. We make almost all of our money streaming wise. It's just for, I don't know, just old school media people like to have that little,
There's some legitimacy to it, though.
Comcast announced Wednesday that because here's why Joe Rogan would want to do it. Because regular radio, there's no reason in the world that KLOS or a major rock or KFI, a major rock or talk station at Los Angeles never took a chance or would give Joe Rogan a chance to do regular radio. And so, like Joe went on to be the biggest piece of media without having terrestrial radio. But think about this. Terrestrial radio never gave Joe Rogan a chance, and he tried.
Well, I saw an interview with him on Tom Green's show from a long time ago. I think it might have been 2007, and he was very, very anti-corporate, anti-corporation, anti-radio and everything back then, where he didn't want to be censored at all. So I don't know if he would have taken something like that, but you could see he had his eye on where he is right now.
He was enamored with SiriusXM when we were on it. He he liked the global thumbprint that it represented, and that was in the infant stages of him building his podcast network. Now he went on to make SiriusXM. He's gone on to make everybody look stupid. He's been that successful. But it's good. It's good to be able to look back at the ones that gave up on you and say, you could use me now. So anyway, Comcast announced Wednesday that MSNBC, wouldn't it be so cool for Joe Rogan to, just for the cool factor, to be, have a show or have a presence on MSNBC? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like Tucker. I'm sure Tucker doesn't he certainly doesn't miss he's making more money without Fox. But being on,
I thought Joe asked Elon Musk to buy it, and then he said he would take over Rachel Maddow's spot.
Yeah, I think that's how it's going. I think that's where we're headed here. Yeah.
Like, seriously? Or you think everything was a joke?
Yeah, no, I think it's a possibility. I think Elon. So let me finish this out. Comcast announced Wednesday that MSNBC, home of its anchors, including Joy Reid and Lawrence O'Donnell, joined CNBC, Oxygen E, Sci-Fi, and the Golf Channel as part of a new company called SpinCo. Meanwhile, NBC News, NBC Sports, Telemundo, streaming service Peacock, and Bravo will remain under the NBC Universal umbrella. So NBC Universal basically spun all the crap into a new company called SpinCo. CNBC, Oxygen, E, Sci-Fi, and the Golf Channel. Which I can see where the Golf Channel might be. Well, here's the deal. The Golf Channel's the sexiest thing there.
That's sad, too.
Of SpinCo.
Man.
And so anyway, then they kept their big Sling and D franchises, NBC News, NBC Sports, Telemundo, and Peacock and Bravo are, huge for them. That's now the new Universal Studios. Joe Scarborough, co-host of Morning Joe, expressed his own anxieties during the program before the meeting, jokingly and nervously on air, saying, "We could be fired all a year from now. How about a week from now?"
Yeah, that happens when you suck and your ratings suck and people don't trust you anymore because you're a liar.
So as he says, we could be fired a year from now, his co-host chimed in, "Or tomorrow." Is what she said.
Couldn't be soon enough.
The spinoff of the cable companies, which are suffering dwindling viewership despite still being profitable, is expected to take about a year. The proposal is the prospect of being separated from NBC News has spiked fear among journalists at the company because MSNBC and CNBC routine share reporting and contributors. Listen, here's what. Joe Rogan is, I'm sorry, Elon Musk is absolutely brilliant. How do you, at the end of the day, control the narrative?
The media.
By having media availability.
That's how the communists do it. That's how the fascists do it.
He went and got one of the biggest, an X, and he now goes and legitimizes it by dabbling in cable. And, I mean... he obviously has the money.
Right. So the narrative was super, super, super liberal because all of the people that ran all of the media in America were super, super, super liberal, and there wasn't a lot of balance. By Elon buying X, it created some balance, which the left just threw a fit over. And again, if you're a news station and you're being vilified for speaking to the president, that shows you that you're not really a news station. And so the pushback against them for meeting with Trump at Mar-a-Lago shows you how pathetic they are as a news station, that they won't even entertain talking to the other side. It's sad.
The rabid anti-Trump network has averaged only 550,000 viewers since Election Day, making it a 39% drop with its viewership in October, according to Nielsen data. In prime time, MSNBC's audiences fell 53%, according to Nielsen. People are anxious but not sure that they're more anxiety-ridden with their blah, 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 blah. I mean... And
this is an Apple, I mean, it's just, come on, guys. They went on a hunch. They went full on, 100% committed. And when Kamala lost, everyone's stuck with their junk in their hands.
Is The View on NBC?
No, that's ABC.
Oh,
they're hurting too.
Joe Rogan asks to take Rachel Maddow's job. If Elon Musk buys NBC, you know Elon will do that.
Yeah, why not?
And how cool would it be for Joe Rogan to be on there? Before we go into words, we're going to look at the evolution of Rachel Maddow.
She was almost cute a couple times.
In 1990, she was cute.
Yeah. You wouldn't get very far with her, though.
In 2010, she was kind of cute.
Yeah.
And then, is this her now?
No, that's not Mark Cuban.
Oh, I was just saying.
They look the same.
I was gonna say it looks like Mark Cuban.
Well, she's gonna look like him in another 5 years. Probably.
I mean, she's done.
Yeah,
she's done.
I'm tired of listening to her too.
I'd love for Elon to get into the cable news business, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
why not? I mean, why not? Again, I don't want to just hear one side. I want to hear both sides. I'd like to hear both opinions. I don't want it to just be one side left, one side right, or one side middle. I want to hear everyone's opinion.
Did anybody see the? I have to go into words because I'm late, but. Did anybody see the news story where Dan Bonagino, Lummy, the big time, right wing, former Secret Service, he's within the conservative talk community. He's one of the big slinging D's. Did you see where Trump is thinking about making him the head of Secret Service?
Yeah, the director of Secret Service.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, that would be.
Did you see who he's going to put for the AG?
Yes, my girl.
Okay, I'm glad she's your girl. She doesn't like me.
She likes me.
She's best friends with Jeff from Touch too.
Is she really?
Yeah, they grew up together.
Last time I saw her, she ran across the room and gave me a big hug.
You think maybe you could help me?
I'd help you anything, Bubba. I got you, bro.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Bring Bubba to the White House. Bring me to the White House too.
Yeah, don't worry about me. Let's get Dan as our our correspondent.
Our correspondent to the White House?
Yes.
What up, Quicker Ticker? Oh, woo. Anybody see Gladiator 2? I mean, I got the Wicked review from wife and daughter, but I need to go see Gladiator with the fellas, with the boys. Trying to figure out without looking like who the Gladiator is this time. Is it
Bubba Clem?
Was it that lady's son? Like the queen or something? Because Russell Crowe's son died.
Did he?
Yeah.
In real life?
No, in Gladiator. They killed his family. Spoiler alert. Holy shit, Denzel's in it? I didn't even fucking know. No wonder he's been in the news a lot lately.
Who?
Denzel. I didn't know he was in the new Gladiator.
The black people in Gladiator?
Yeah. What happened? Alexander Hamilton's wife.
Yeah, it's true. So. Let's see how happy they'd be if
What game, actually? What game?
About Martin Luther King Jr. and put a white
Oh,
guy there.
shit. No.
Fucking lose their shit, wouldn't they? Yeah. Even if he was a dark white guy, like Hispanic or something.
What up, Lunger? What up, Grouper Lips? I heard good things, Napa Mike. The movie was fucking 2 hours and 50 minutes, though. Not that I went, but...
It was 250?
Wicked.
Oh, I saw the play or the musical in New York.
Oh yeah, it's a whole thing now.
It's a whole subculture now, huh?
What's that?
It's a whole subculture.
Well, yeah, it just came out. It's got Ariana Grande in it. It's like, fucking...
Well, she is awesome.
People are going crazy.
Ariana, I saw Ariana Grande, I forget, maybe Friday night on Jimmy Kimmel or fucking...
It's okay, Ashley.
I forget what the fuck.
I'm just glad we got a quarterback. That's all I care about.
She's beautiful, and she sings so well. I like her. She's tiny, but I like her.
I am just want to build around Caleb.
Super lips.
He's a special kid. But I do like the Bears have lost every which way possible this season.
Yeah, like they can't find another way to lose.
I mean, that was the only onside kick recovery
ever
this year.
Yeah.
This year. They fucking like everything, man. The Hail Mary, the block kick. I mean, it's you gotta laugh.
But on the other side, they pulled off something like...
Oh, I see what you're saying, Mike.
Like, you know, they got that onside kick. That's the only one that, like, they, you know...
Yeah. And it didn't even go, it didn't even go the full 10. It knocked off one of the guy's feet.
Mark Cuban's a lesbian. Gotta pay the police.
I think we got a couple of Black Friday games.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
Are those the ones on...
Is it Amazon?
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios.
Aquabeto.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Today, the Uncensored Show, which is a podcast, unless you are a member of our YouTube channel. If you're a member of our YouTube channel, then you'll get the video feed of it as well. Other than that, you will not. And then Seth will release it as a podcast later today. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're around. Off as, you know, most Americans for Thursday and Friday for Thanksgiving. Then returning back on Monday. And then the schedule starts getting real wonky, Lummy, with I think our last day of regular radio being December 13th.
Wow, that's soon.
13th or 14th?
Yeah, 13th.
So just a couple more weeks.
Yeah, so we'll do. We'll come back from Thanksgiving. We'll do Monday through Friday there. We got 2 weeks of Monday through Friday, and then Lummy, we're doing the 16th, 17th, and 18th, 10 to 1, hosted by Seth Kushner. And then I actually got to talk to Dan about what his availability is on that Monday and Tuesday, knowing very well, Dan, that you might not be able to make it because 10 to 1 is right in your sweet spot of being the business. That's like when you get the majority of your stuff done.
Right.
So, and I don't know that we've given you enough notice to be able to move stuff. So, knowing that you might not be able to make those days.
Okay, we'll look into it.
No, the 16th and 7th. So just get back to me.
16th of Monday?
16th of Monday, and we're on the air 10 to 1. 17th
What are you going to do for like the normal like 8:20 and stuff?
They're running best ofs.
Okay.
Yeah. They run best ofs clear till January, until we return on January 2nd.
This is going to be an uncensored Willie.
Yeah.
Running unhinged.
Yeah, it'll be hosted by Seth, and whoever can make it in is allowed in. I just didn't know what your availability is and I don't want to disrupt your world because that's very traumatic to me. I get so much hate. So knowing that you may not be able to make those two, but if you can, let me know what your availability is. But don't go in there and like a wrecking ball into your office and start moving stuff around and then get your whole family and your business hating me because you think you have to be on 10 to 1. You don't have to be on. I'd love to have you. I don't want you to take this the wrong way. What I'm saying is, like, I want you.
I understand.
I just don't want to blow up your world, and you're one of the very few people on the air that actually has a world besides this. This radio show is not your world. It's ours. It's
part
not
of our
yours.
world. It's
I
it's
know,
a
but
continent.
it's not. It's not. It hinders you more than it helps you at times. So the 16th.
Where are you going to be?
What's that?
Where are you going to be? The 16th, 17th.
I'm going to be in Ocala.
Okay.
I got testing and material getting dropped off and bin blocks and I got So, and since we're not on regular radio, it's a little bit more loose, and it can be a different feel. I'll get back then, Lummy, on the 19th and 20th, and we're 10-1 on those 2 days as well.
Yep.
Hosted by me. 16th, 17th, and 18th is hosted by Cush. Brian standing by on participating based on Dan's availability. Then we're completely off from the 23rd until the 1st is our last day. We return on Thursday the 2nd. So that's the schedule. Dan, you let me know about the 16th and 17th.
Okay.
And so, and again, don't go crazy and move stuff around. And I know you got a very important, by the way, I was asked, I'm not going to mention any names, but I know you have a very important surgery today. And I was asked that you be good mood, Dan, today during your surgery. It's a person that it's a common friend that I think you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that person asked me, I hope Dan's in a good mood. I go, well, listen, no matter what kind of mood he's in, when he's in surgery mode, the rest of the world really doesn't matter.
He does his best work when he's pissed off.
True.
Rhett, you cannot play this, I don't think. No. but I'm please don't play this. But I'm playing a story now that this is from TikTok, and it said French women are protesting U.S. elections in Paris today, calling it a war on women and demanding that this war be ended ASAP. Well, first of all, explain to me why they would be mad, and then two, we need to start having more protests like this in America. I think we can actually, you know what, Seth? There might be some protests that we might want to attend.
Yeah, no one's blocking the airport topless, that's for sure.
And so there's, what are they mad about with regards to our particular...
Oh, I don't know. Probably abortion. It seems to be. That seems to be a big issue.
Is that the war? It's not about shaving their armpits and deodorant. Wow, they look angry.
Joe, I don't know if that.
I mean, that's body
That's
paint.
nice. That's nice. Now look at old girl back here.
Oh, goodness gracious.
By the way, we're watching a video that looks like maybe 60 to 70 women French
between 20
women
and 50.
French women between 20 and 50 that come in all different shapes and sizes.
Yes.
And all of them are all topless
with black long pants on.
With black long pants on
and black lettering across their chest.
Black lettering across their chest and whatever message they're saying.
That's what takes away from the beauty, Bubba.
Now I got to tell you,
she's kind of cute.
She's cute.
Mad.
She's got
cute, mad, French.
She's got nice natural boobs.
Yep.
Very nice nipples.
Mm-hmm. That is nice. She's kind of cute.
Yeah, these are,
some of them are cute. They're really angry, though. They're not the ones you want to just give small talk to right now. I
didn't think this would turn me on so much.
Dan, would you be out handing cards to some of these girls?
Yeah, I don't know. They seem so angry, though. I know. Angry women, topless, angry women scare me.
But their boobs look smaller, too, because they're holding up their arms.
I know.
True.
Everyone's it.
But Dan, like this girl, if we were just to go through here, this girl's a candidate.
Right.
In shape, got symmetrical boobs, just based on what I can see. Looks like her right, our left might be a little bit lower, but that's nothing that you can't fix. Dan, is she? I think she's a candidate.
Yeah, she's a candidate. Whoa. Angry but pretty. There's a lot of really pretty angry girls.
There's Taylor Swift's a little bit heavier cousin.
Yeah, that's after her first baby.
For you women out there in America, man, you start doing topless protesting.
You get seen.
You're gonna get your message out.
That should be mandatory now from going forward.
symboliquement devant la fémène. Elle a pu durer quelques minutes avant l'intervention de la police.
And here's the thing,
So
man.
I really wish I do.
And here's the thing, like, I don't like. There's all women are fairly attractive. Like, I didn't just see any. You didn't see any Rosie O'Donnells out there.
Well, it's not America.
Look at
They still don't have food there. I mean, they have the small portions, and they're still eating healthy.
Look at Grandma. Grandma's mad as hell.
Yeah.
I think Grandma's had a breast hog.
Maybe.
I mean,
she's got nice breasts. She's got very young breasts for being so old.
Dan, if you look at that, that's
a breast dog.
That's a breast dog hang, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
I think you're right,
almost
Bubba.
as knowledgeable as you are.
Yeah.
23 centimeters.
Liberté, femme, vie, liberté.
Let me see if I remember correctly that the golden triangle from areola to collarbone
to the neck, right in the middle,
is the number that you're looking for. The perfect number is between 22 and 23.5 centimeters.
21 and 22.
Okay, I was wrong. I was close.
You were close.
Femme, vie, liberté.
Yeah, hold on. You notice how old Grandma knows that she's out of her league, so she just keeps her black sweatshirt on, right?
Liberté, femme.
I'm telling you, Grandma's had breast dogs.
But the redhead's cute.
Hey,
Salmon.
Seth, you know what? That's a police mission. That's a police patrol I like to be on. Clem, Kushner, go down to the topless event and make sure nothing happens. Okay. And do you have to wear your bulletproof vest for this one?
Sharp nipples. Very dangerous nipples.
Do you know how, as a cop, I just went out there and just want to go, just grab them? I just would want to grab them.
Okay.
All right. Officer Bubba.
All right, they put them back on. They put their tops back on. Like, a couple of them are kind of hot.
Yeah, I still don't
Topless
understand what they're upset
protest.
about.
It's Sunday night.
Hold on here.
Is that Rachel Maddow?
No, this is this is
Mark Cuban.
This is Rosie O'Donnell. And
That's
boy,
Rosie?
if you got as much money, man. Hey Alexa, what's Rosie O'Donnell's personal worth?
Rosie O'Donnell is worth an estimated $80 million.
All right, Dan.
She has a salary of around $5 million.
For what? I think you're a little outdated. So let's say she's worth $80 million.
Mm-hmm.
Did you spill something?
Almost.
Okay. If you got $80 million, now maybe you're not, really vain and you want to age gracefully, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to that. And a lot of people may say, hey, I don't want to do Botox or do a lift or do a little lipo or nothing like that. But if I would think that if you had $80 million, you'd want to look a little better than this.
And I just got home from Chicago. I was at a convention, a sports memorabilia convention.
And here's the deal. If you're worth she did a sports memorabilia convention in Chicago for the remaining members of the members she did. She was in League of Their Own with Madonna and Tom Hanks.
Gina Davis. And I guess this sports convention did a League of Their Own, and she describes it right here.
With the cast of League of Their Own, with the exception of Tom Hanks and Madonna.
So here's the deal.
The only two people worthwhile.
So that shows me that Tom Hanks and Madonna's got FU money, and they're not schlepping to Chicago for whatever that payday is to do League of Their Own. They're,
Yeah, Tom Hanks is $400 million.
I don't know if he even lives in the U.S. anymore either. I thought he moved to Greece or something.
Dan, if there was any country, let's say that, you hit Powerball and you have FU type money like Tom, like, hey, Alexa, how much is Tom Hanks worth?
Tom Hanks is worth an estimated $400 million.
Where would you buy
He has a salary of around $31 million.
All right, thank you, Alexa, shut up. If you had FU type money and you could either live outside the United States or have a house that you spent a lot of time at, where would you pick?
I'd probably pick southern Italy or southern Greece, on the Riviera or on, somewhere on the Mediterranean. A handy place. I like Costa Rica because it's so easy and close to get to. But, if it was in someplace in Europe, it'd probably be, like I said, some Mediterranean off of Italy or Greece.
So was, Gina, Lori Petty, myself, Biddy Schramm, and Freddie And
She needs some Tums.
Get your indigestion.
Oh my God!
everybody
what a
from the
mess.
movie was there. 11 women who were on the team, and I hadn't seen some of them in forever. And
Let me find one. She's a little more rough.
She looks like Sean
hey, everybody!
Spicer.
It's Thursday all day. How are you? Good. You can hear my dog snoring in the back seat.
I think Rosie lives in Florida.
Oh, really? You were going to say she lives in her car.
No, I think she lives in Florida, and the latest thing in her life is that I don't know if it's her transitioning daughter or just her daughter. I don't know why I think that there's a transitioning thing there, but there might be. Is like in rehab or has major drug or got arrested. I think her daughter. Or her son, or her daughter that's turned into a son, or her son that's turned into her daughter, or just her daughter got arrested for drugs and domestic violence, I think. Will you look into that for me?
It looks like she's selling her house in Miami and looks like she lives in Malibu.
Ew, that's a complete... Right? Who'd want to live in California?
Yeah, but Malibu's right on the beach by L.A. Malibu's like the coolest place in L.A.
Is that where you would live?
My cousins live there, and so they still remember the Malibu Beach Club. So
I had a meeting,
it's awesome,
and it was on
it's filthy and it's crazy.
Zoom at 2:00 to 2:30. No, sorry, 2:30 to 3, and then I have to pick up my kid at 3:15. So now I'm a little bit early here in the line. I'm third in the line.
That's right. She's got a kid from somebody that she was with.
So it's not that she said anything crazy. It's just how she's looking these days.
Yeah, I saw an article on her.
Oh, okay, I was hanging on what she said.
Did you find that article of Rosie O'Donnell's child?
Yeah, it looks like her adopted daughter. She refused to pay bail for. I guess she's a drug addict.
Right. When Rosie O'Donnell was with her lover.
They adopted a kid.
They adopted a kid. Did you send it to me?
Yes.
Okay, I got to know where it ended up. Let me see here. Let me hit it. There it is, right there. Rosie O'Donnell refuses to post $4,000 bail for her daughter Chelsea after drug arrest. You belong in there.
Oof.
I don't know if she. I know that I saw.
How old's her daughter?
I don't know. I know there was a video of her.
Yeah, I think she did do a TikTok addressing this.
Yeah, will you look?
TikTok,
will you look for the TikTok?
Okay.
All right. Scores over the of yesterday and NFL related, which I think NFL had a Thursday game. They have a game tonight, which I think is the Ravens and Chargers tonight.
Yeah, the Harbaugh Bowl.
The how about Jameis Winston doing Jameis Winston type stuff, which is being really good at times and being really bad at times. He's the good one now.
I mean, that was a monumental game, though. I mean,
that was a great game.
I think they're calling that game the Snow Globe. I think that's the official name for it.
I remember watching it with Larry. I was like, now that's football. That's football. And so here's the deal. What do the Browns do for all my sports guys out there that are on the show? Lummy, Seth, Rhett. If Jameis can beat a team like the Steelers, which are arguably on the upper echelon of the AFC, right there with Kansas City and a few others, Ravens. If Jameis can come and beat a formidable opponent like the Steelers, do you do everything you can to re-sign him at a sweetheart deal and get rid of that ass bucket that you got with Deshaun Watson that everybody hates, that you've overpaid for, that you gave 452 first-round picks for, that you got a guaranteed, that you're on the hook for, like he was the very first guy to get a 100% guaranteed contract. Rhett, what do you do?
Because they're the Browns, I don't think they do that.
Because of the Browns,
I think
they just
mess
come
it
back
up and make it worse for themselves some way somehow.
So they just come back with they just come back with that guy with Deshaun Watson next year. He's our guy.
I mean, do you want a rapist or a preacher? I don't know which is better. A quarterback.
I think here's the deal.
I mean, Jameis isn't innocent either.
But he hasn't raped anybody in a while, and
he's been
carrying more of the religious.
W's.
He's eating W's, and he's been carrying more of a religious genre around him, whereas Deshaun Watson has no morals around him whatsoever.
But here's
so you
the
could
thing.
say, people grow and mature.
Here's the thing, Red. I think you're
I
probably
saying the Jameis his pregame talk or speech, whatever.
You sent it to me?
Yeah.
All right. Here's the thing, Rhett, and the thing that you very well may not be able to find anybody to take on that deal. Like you very well might not be able to find a team that will take the salary, that will take the distraction, and quite frankly hasn't performed at all since he left Houston. No
one's touching Deshaun Watson.
That was since it's guaranteed money.
Dude, Kaepernick's got a better chance of getting in the NFL than Watson does.
There's not a possibility where Cleveland feels they can have any leverage or wheel and deal with Deshaun Watson.
So there's not going to be any teams that are like, yeah, you know what, we'll take on, Even if Cleveland decided to pay, remember, isn't Denver paying a lot of the Russell Wilson freight?
Yes. Yeah, this year or next year still.
Yeah. So even if Cleveland took on that, I don't think anybody wants Deshaun Watson, quite frankly.
Well, no, because we have enough evidence that he sucks ass. His teammates don't like playing for him. There's other guys that can step up and do a better job than he has done. Jameis Winston, even though he still has his moments, he's done a far better job this year than Deshaun Watson has done at all.
Right.
These last couple of seasons with the Browns, he's essentially useless up there.
What's Jameis Winston's contract situation? Is he a year-to-year guy or?
Yeah, I think
so.
For 1 year.
So
he's probably making a couple mil right now, a backup contract.
Does he get a Baker Mayfield type deal if he comes in now and does? If this game was if plays like this and knocks off a few teams, much like Baker came in on a 1 year deal and they locked him up for. Did they sign Baker to additional 3? I think
it was 3.
Yeah, it was 3 years.
3 years, 90, something like that.
3 years, 100.
Yeah.
1 year, $4 million.
Who? Deshaun?
Jameis.
I'm sorry, Jameis.
Yeah.
So at this point, if you're Cleveland.
If you're any team that needs a quarterback, someone's going to want to roll the dice on this guy. I do think it would be a 1 year prove-it deal, kind of like Baker got in Tampa that 1 year, because Jameis, even though these guys like playing for him, he's not consistent enough for a lot of teams to go out on a limb.
Jets going to get him. Watch the Jets get him because Listen, I think we would all agree that Aaron Rodgers will not be a Jet next year.
I think he said he doesn't want to be a Jet. I think he said he doesn't want to be a Jet.
He won't be playing football next year.
So what I'm saying is, I don't know that there. Rhett, you're my. Is there even a team that would take on that drama?
What, for Jameis?
Yeah.
For Jameis.
No, for Aaron Rodgers.
No, he's an old broken down loser.
Exactly.
The Jets rolled out the red carpet. They made every accommodation they could, and it went nuclear within 2 years.
And just because I just absolutely love Jameis Winston, let's not forget that he did not throw a TD against the Steelers, threw for 218 yards and threw an interception.
Of course he did. That's on brand.
Yeah, so he's not like
here's his pregame.
He's an ass bucket.
Here's his pregame.
You have said you don't become a Brown until
Is Jameis pretty tall?
Yeah, he's 6'5".
you beat the Steelers. What will it take tonight?
The horse is prepared for battle.
Oh Jesus! This is where
this is a good one.
But this is where Jameis this is where he just loses.
This is
people.
where everybody gets on board with him, Bubba.
Yeah, this is making him famous right now.
Hold on.
What will it take tonight?
The horse is prepared for battle, but victory comes from the Lord. So I'm depending on the Lord.
Is that the message to the
somebody we can't even really prove is real?
Boy, she froze up real fast, didn't she? She's like, so is that the message to the team?
Her side profile and her teeth game is strong.
Yes.
I'll tell you that right now.
Day by day, one play at a time. That's the message.
Weather conditions tonight. We're expecting winds up to 15 miles per hour in a wintry mix. How will that impact your ability to throw the ball?
I am so happy and grateful that the Lord has blessed me to play in some snow, to be in true football weather in Cleveland, Ohio.
After the game, I'll be preaching at the local Baptist place.
Take him to church.
Washington Bank Field today to give him the glory. It's a beautiful day.
Sure feels like you're playing in the AFC North.
It is. It's magical. Thank you.
You have said...
He reminds me of Eddie Murphy in Coming to America when he worked at McDowell's, and he was just so happy to work at a fast food place.
If you want want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew? Go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Yeah, that's why people are falling in love with him and not necessarily his play.
Well, this is gonna be an interesting
off season.
Yeah, his song is better than his arm.
Sit good.
Yeah, you like them?
I
Fit well. You ever put them on?
I put them on.
I
don't look like I look like kind of a little bit of a cork, but they'll work.
Look a little bit better than walking around with a smartphone strapped to your
A
forehead.
lot better than looking like a fucking alien.
You got to connect your Facebook account. So either today or after a show this week, today we can.
How about my YouTube?
Yes, but to turn them on and to like go into the settings and function them, you have to connect your.
So this is gonna be just a Facebook thing?
No. We can use it for YouTube and everything else, but to set it up and like go and fine tune the settings and all that shit, you got to connect your account.
Okay.
So it'll probably be easiest.
What up, Permacron? What up, Thomas? Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
That way, if you wanted to do Facebook, you could. Honestly,
he really does
I put
remind
more
me.
in the other fridge. I'll bring them in after the show.
It's just the setup.
You want me to get with you afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just saying either today or a day this week.
Well, I'd like to like I could probably do what food reviews with them and
fucking anything. If you're making food on Thanksgiving, you can go live with them on your face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I'd like to make it YouTube.
Yeah, you can. So once they're on, you connect them to your phone with Bluetooth, and then once you open your YouTube live stream, you can select it as a camera.
Okay.
And it'll run through that. But we'll set it up later.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So hey, those were what you guys wanted. Those were on.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
These are it.
Thank you.
I love Bo Nix. I bought a Bo Nix cart for $50 last week, and I just sold it for $135 today. I love Bo Nix.
So big one in.
Broncos looks good.
I'm sorry to hear that, Permagrom. That's not even. No words, man.
Is Parmesan okay?
Yeah, I just had to put his dog down. Hopefully you did the Euroleague at
We've all had to do that, man.
Laps of Love.
You know what? We've all had to do that fairly recently.
Yeah.
What's up, Bubba's Cankles?
That's the
Where's Big
worst.
Cypress? Want to know where Big Cypress is? What? Big Cypress.
I think this is going to be the most legit
How far south?
group of quarterbacks that have come out in a long time. As far as the
Big
last
Cypress is
draft.
everywhere.
You got Cam. You got Shador.
No. I'm saying this past draft with Caleb.
Oh, yeah. This is what they got. They got four. They got 4 or 5 legitimate.
Yeah.
We got Bo Nix. You got is the Pence kid doing anything?
He's not playing, just Kirk Cousins. And then J.J. McCarthy for the Vikings is out for the year. But he should probably. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, they did Snizzle.
Yeah, home vet care's the best,
Drake
man.
May's not looking too hot. But
It's just.
Yeah, that's probably right.
I don't know how those people do it, man. Special people.
What's up, Omar? I feel like Drake May's struggling.
Yeah, I know they were trying to fuck him. Gary.
What was he drafted? Third overall.
Who?
Drake May.
Jameis was number 1, wasn't he?
Did you guys see my Did you guys see my 2-hour ride, Lummy?
Yeah.
Where I hit 108 on ice.
On ice?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Pretty scary.
Yeah, I was watching. I didn't know why I was watching, but I was watching.
No, the Indiana football we talked about was high school football, where they won. I was sad to see Indiana lose the big game. Florida won.
Said we tied it, yeah, no, big upset.
They said if Travis Hunter wins Heisman, that means Taysom Hill has to win MVP if you're counting who plays the most snaps.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Going through some NFL scores from yesterday. Let me... You know that's so highly copywritten, protected. I mean, back in the day when we would talk anything NFL, we'd always go... But I feel like that might be it.
Probably is.
I think if you go to the next bar, you're done.
Anybody have a royalty-free NFL theme?
We've looked for him.
I think we've looked for him. This is so iconic.
Pretty bad.
I wonder how much the guy who wrote this makes a year. You know, we saw... I think I had a story in here somewhere about how Mariah Carey makes... I think she makes...
Did you say $20 million? I felt like...
I think they said that she made $60 million... on the, here we go, right here. Mariah Carey makes a shocking amount for All I Want for Christmas Is You. For many of us, when the clock hits 12 a.m. on November 1st, it's officially Christmas time, although not everybody begins, blah, 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 blah. Mariah Carey's 1994 hit, All I Want for Christmas Is You, is a self-proclaimed holiday season hit.
30 years ago.
If you are blah, 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 I'm trying to see where it says... The 55-year-old who has an estimated worth of $340 million is rumored to earn a whopping $2.5 to $3 million a year from annual royalties from just that song alone.
Wow.
It's not confirmed the exact amount, but according to Forbes, calculations are closer to more like 2.6, while the New York Post estimates the figure closer to 3. However, Forbes reports that it's in addition to the $60 million in royalties the singer received when the song was first released 30 years ago.
It seems kind of light, to be honest with you. I mean, for 30 years of Christmas every single time.
But hold on now. She made 60 the first year, and she's clipped $3 million a year since then.
So it's $150 million.
Yeah, so that's $90 million.
On one song.
On one song.
Oh, and she's got other Christmas songs too, right? Doesn't she have whole albums?
Although it's too early to pull any streaming numbers for the 2024 holiday season. According to my stream count, overall, the 94 hit has streamed 1.87 billion times since its release.
Wow.
That's massive.
Yeah.
No wonder she doesn't do anything anymore.
I mean, I wouldn't either. Right?
Just taking care of Nick Cannon's babies.
She made, how many babies did she have with Nick Cannon?
Oh man, I don't know.
And how many babies does Nick Cannon have?
Like 12 or something?
Like 12, I think.
Hey, Alexa, how many kids does Nick Cannon have?
Nick Cannon has 12 children with 6 women, including Abby De La Rosa, Alyssa Scott, Brie Tiesi, Brittany Bell, LaNisha Cole, and Mariah Carey. In a Lovers and Friends interview published on September 14, 2022, De La Rosa said she and Cannon are in a polyamorous relationship and that he is her primary partner.
Oh, okay. Nice. And looks like him and Mariah have 2 kids, 2 twins.
6 baby mamas. Can you imagine dealing with that nonsense?
Nope.
That's why he's working all the time, Bubba, so he doesn't have to.
Yeah, no, exactly. Italian Village offers $1 homes to Americans upset with the U.S. election.
Mm-hmm.
While many communities around the world have been wondering what to make of the Donald Trump's re-election, a village on the Italian island of Sardinia has sniffed out a potential opportunity, like many other places in rural Italy. This place has been trying to persuade outsiders to move in and revive its fortune after decades of depopulation. So is it... that's what you get. There you go, Dan.
It's a starter.
I looked at this town before the story.
For real?
Yeah, I looked into this town because I saw the story a few days ago, and I looked into it, and it looks like a real S-hole.
But maybe it's like an up and coming kind of.
Yeah, like up and coming, like I don't know, like I don't know, Fells Park,
Seminole Heights.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank you. So let me.
You're like Frostproof. It's like one of those little towns, like Frostproof.
Browns over the Steelers with a Jameis Winston deal. 24-19. Poor Bears. They kick a field goal. By the way, I will tell you this. Caleb Williams, I think, is the real deal.
Man, that one throw that he made, he was rolling out to the right, had to drop it right in the bucket. It was probably the best throw I've seen all year.
How about that one play where he jumped over the one dude and then put on the giddy up sticks and got the first down? I think the
I could
Bears,
listen to you guys do this all day.
I think the Bears made the right decision. They got somebody they can build around. They're not far off. And then let's be honest. The NFC Central is probably the toughest division in football right now.
NFC Central.
Am I right?
Or the NFC North. But yeah,
it hasn't been the Central since the Bucks were in it 20 years ago.
Thanks for making me look stupid, but you know what I'm talking about.
Those are the good old days, though.
Yeah,
the Bucks were just in the middle of the Midwest division.
It's like they just threw them in. Like they could have. It made way more sense to make them part of the
South.
Yes, big time, or even the East.
Yes,
with where Atlanta played, or is that where Atlanta? I mean, like
Atlanta's in the South now.
Okay, but what was the original? It was NFC Central, NFC East, and NFC West, right?
Yeah, yep.
And the East was what? Atlanta, New Orleans,
Giants, Philly, Washington,
I think, right? Mm-hmm. And the West was San Fran,
Seattle.
Was Seattle originally in the NFC?
In the NFC?
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, I think it was San Fran, the Dallas Cowboys. No, that's where Washington was, too, for some reason.
No, the NFC East was the Giants, Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, and the Cardinals for some reason.
Right.
The Central was the Bears, the Bucks, the Lions, the Packers, the Vikings. In the West was the 49ers, Saints, Rams, and Falcons.
Why they put Atlanta in the West, I have no idea.
And the Saints.
So anyway.
Some weird stuff. The Bucks were in the AFC their first season.
Yeah.
In 76, they were in the AFC?
Yeah.
The AFC West.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I did not know that
AFC
either.
West?
Yeah.
Against, like, the Chargers and...
They had to fit him in somewhere.
God. Well, anyway, the NFC North now, that is really shaping up. You got the Lions at, 10-1?
Yeah.
You got the Vikings at 9-2. You got the Packers, I think, at 8-3. And the Bears at 4-7. And, I mean, the poor Bears... They're playing in that. Is that considered the toughest division right now in football?
I think so. I think it looks like a division that'll be here to stay for a long time, just because every single team has an extremely young quarterback.
Yeah.
Even the Lions have, Jared Goff still young.
Yeah.
I mean, he is pretty young he's got 6-7 years left in him easily. And who got the better end of the deal? Did the Rams get to better into the deal, or did the Lions? I think the Lions.
They both felt like they did.
I think they both won, but the Rams got a Super Bowl. So until the Lions get a Super Bowl, I think that's going to be the one big hang-up.
But with the Goff for Stafford pick switch, didn't that come with draft picks?
Yeah, 2 firsts.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So Detroit has taken those 2 firsts
and not messed them up,
and did not mess them up.
Correct.
Right. I think one of them was that edge rusher they got.
Hutchinson.
I think they got Hutchinson with that.
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
Vikings over the Bears. It went to overtime. The poor little Bears. They're down by 3. They march it down and score a touchdown. They get within 3. There's only about a minute left.
Yeah, they kick the only onside kick of the year that was been recovered.
Only onside. So listen, they line up for an onside kick. There's a minute left. If you're the Vikings, if you're rooting for the Vikings, or you're just a guy that's watching the game, you're like, okay, 99% of the time. In fact, there's not been an onside kick recovered yet this year.
I thought the Bucks did one.
Nope.
I believe they did. I think against the Ravens.
They did. They did do one.
I think. So are you talking about one return for a touchdown?
No, I'm talking about one that was just recovered by the team.
No, that's happened already.
Yeah, that's happened.
The Cowboys did it against the Ravens. The Bucks against the Ravens.
All right.
Everyone does it against the Ravens.
That's what they said this year.
So anyway,
that's what they said yesterday. I got a little excited.
I saw the same thing on TV, Seth, where they said this is the first one been recovered of the year.
I just went with it.
NFL.
You usually when the commentators tell you something, you can take that to the bank.
It was Bruce Johnston.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, he had concussions.
So the Bucks had a minute. I'm sorry, the Bears had a minute. They line up for onside. You're feeling good if you're the team that's getting ready to receive the onside. You're like, listen. Not only do they have to tell us that the onside's coming, but like statistically, it's whatever. Boom.
Yeah, we're not the Ravens.
The ball hits the Vikings guy's leg, bounces off, doesn't even go 10 yards, bounces back, but once it hits a guy, it's live. Bears recover it and kick a field goal that doesn't get blocked and tie the game, tie 27-27. Bears get the ball, and now comes the worst play calling of all. Why they weren't doing, Caleb, just the quick hitters and having them go back, drop back 5-7, set, and try to. The quick hitters were working for him all day, and they go 3 and out. He gets sacked, and then the Vikings march down and kick a field goal and win. And just another heartbreaker for the Bears.
It's all right. I'm getting ready for the draft.
Did you see where the draft is going to be this year?
Where?
Lambeau Field.
Really?
Nice.
Why? Why?
Because
silly. It's cold. It's nasty.
It's cold. It's not nasty, but it's cold.
They've been taking it on tour. Like, I think it's been to Detroit, Nashville, Philly.
Yeah.
They're traveling it around now.
And you should see the infrastructure the Packers have built around Lambeau Field. They've built like kind of what the Rays wanted to do. Lummy, they built all. They have this. They have a big sledding hill, and they got it's like a little winter wonderland and shops and restaurants and everything.
So there's finally something to do there?
There's finally something to do at Green Bay. I will tell you this, man. If you ever find yourself in Green Bay, take the Hall of Fame tour. I mean, take the stadium tour and then go through the Packers Hall of Fame. I think the Packers are one of only a few teams that have their very own Hall of Fame, and it's not just a little walk. It's like
a museum.
It's like a 2 or 3 hour ordeal.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's a big deal.
Is there a lot of cheese in it? Is there like a cheese themed thing?
I don't have my.
No, I wasn't being trying to be.
You may not have been trying to, but you very much came across with a goddamn Tookie.
The Q Morning Zoo on Q105.
Is there a lot of cheese in the Green Bay Packer Museum?
I bet there is.
No, there's not, Dan. Lions kill the Colts 24-6. Dolphins kill the Patriots. Yeah. Tua's back, is he not?
Yeah, he is. He's being Tua.
I think that's who the Packers play next, the Dolphins.
Yeah, on Thanksgiving.
Giants. Is it Thanksgiving Day?
Well, it's the night game on Thanksgiving.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Dolphins are playing good.
Looks like I got something, and it's at Lambeau.
Oof.
Bucks handedly beat the Giants.
Oh, yeah.
Killed them.
I think they were up, 30
to nothing at one point.
Yeah. Cowboys actually pull something out of their ass. I don't think it saves Mike McCarthy at all, but they beat the division-leading Commanders over the Commanders 34-26.
That was a wild finish, by the way. I think there was maybe 5 or 6 minutes left in that game, and it was 13-9 Dallas.
Really?
Yeah. There was an onside kick return for a touchdown.
What?
Yeah, they shouldn't have done that either. But
Washington, with under 30 seconds left to go in the game, makes an insane play over the top Terry McLaurin to set them up, score the touchdown, set up the tie. They missed the extra point.
Yep.
Wow.
And then I think the onside kick is when Dallas had taken it to the house. So that was the game.
Instead of dropping, he scored and gave the Commanders again time to score.
Chiefs stay 10-1, but have kind of a hard time against the hapless Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers look good.
30-27. Titans over the Texans in a shootout, 32-27. Broncos aren't that bad this year.
No,
Sean
Bo Nix
Payton's gotten to play.
Yeah,
Bo Nix is the real deal, man. He's one of those, he's with Caleb Williams and the Daniels guy that are the real deal. Broncos over the Raiders. Are Are they just playing for the first pick in Shador with Dion kicker maybe?
Well, Gardner Minshew just broke his collarbone yesterday, so.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the Raiders are lost.
It's getting worse for
it's
the
a
Raiders.
lost franchise. If anyone would take Deshaun Watson, the Raiders would. That's about
They
it.
can't. Well, I mean, is that where Shador ends up? They're saying no.
I don't think so.
Where do you think Shador ends up?
I still like the Dallas theory.
You like the Dallas with Dion?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know with Dion, but Shador in Dallas doesn't sound bad.
I mean, they just signed Dak.
Yeah, but Dak can get traded.
Packers over the Niners fairly convincingly, 38-10. The Packers looked pretty damn good yesterday, but the Niners were like playing,
I don't know what happens if Brock Purdy's in the game. I don't know how much that game changes.
I think you're with Bosa. I think Bosa is the big hurt there, not having Bosa. Seahawks over the Cardinals in pretty much a real.
Who cares about either team?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you still upset about them moving on from Aaron Jones? Josh Jacobs is third in the league in rushing, I think. He had 3 touchdowns yesterday.
No, you know what? I was wrong there.
No, you weren't wrong because if they would have kept both of them.
I mean, Aaron
Josh
Jones
Jacobs
is still having a decent season.
I mean,
He's got
Aaron
like 700 yards.
Aaron Jones is having a great, and they could have kept both.
Yeah, just got rid of the ass bucket.
It got rid of Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan came up lame in the first season, which he's gone now. And you could have kept, for the money that you paid, for the money that you'd already set aside for Jones and the money that you paid A.J. Dillon, can you imagine having an Aaron Jones, Josh Jacobs backfield?
It would be like the Lions.
Yeah. That would you be finally competing with somebody in your division that has the same scenario. Eagles are good.
Yeah.
They're good.
They showed up against the Rams.
But that Barkley dude, he's on the whole
255 rushing yards?
Yeah, Barkley said he's having fun finally.
What the hell, man?
He's a cheat code.
26 carries, 255 yards, two touchdowns.
And it's been a relay race between him and Derrick Henry for the rushing title all year. It's going to come down to those two. They are in a league of their own this year.
I think Josh Jacobs might be third or fourth in the league rushing, and then
Yeah, he's third.
Where's
But he's third, but he's still like 350 yards behind Saquon Barkley.
He's not even close with regards to getting the rushing title. I just want him to have more than. I want him to have a better yards per carry average than Aaron Jones, who's now at the Vikings. Whatever happened to? Did he go to Detroit? He was with Cleveland, and I think Detroit picked him up. What's the guy's name? Smith, Zadarius Smith. Did he end up going to Detroit?
I gotta look that up. I don't know where he is,
was with
but
Cleveland.
I know that name.
So he's with the Packers.
He's a defensive end. Yeah, he's with the Lions.
Oh, that scares me.
32 years old, so he's getting up there.
Yeah, but when he is in the right mind frame, we had him for 3 or 4 years at Green Bay after Washington got rid of him, and we had him. And when he's in the right mind frame, he's a monster. Then he went to Cleveland, and then since Detroit's edge rusher came up lame, Cleveland was looking for. You know what I really like about Cleveland is they actively will go out and get what they need.
Detroit?
I'm sorry, Detroit. Yeah, Detroit went out and got the guy from Cleveland, and they were saying the Packers were going to maybe get him after the Packers let Preston Smith go for a 7th rounder. But the Packers never seem to be like they never want to trade. They never want to.
It's like the Bucks. They hardly ever do that. It's frustrating, isn't it, Bubba?
Yes.
You see these teams that are already awesome. They go out and they still get a marquee free agent.
And they make themselves better.
Right. And the Bucks lost 2 receivers and they sucked for 5 weeks straight afterwards, and they didn't do anything about it.
It was on the defense mostly. I mean, I don't think they needed to get aggressive and make a move for a wide receiver or anything like that. They needed a linebacker. They needed an edge rusher. I don't think there was anything that was worth them breaking the bank over. But Jason Light definitely has a tendency to be one of those GMs that always wants to trust in his personnel moves and his moves in the draft.
Same way the Packers guy is. Let me go with what I've drafted rather than let me go out and play the free agency game. Probably the last free agency game that Light made was
when Brady was here.
Well, going out and getting Baker, and that paid dividends. So why don't you just?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't go out on a limb to get Baker. He got him for $4 million, so he paid him for peanuts. But when Tom Brady was here and the Bucs were a Super Bowl team and that window was open, going and getting Antonio Brown in the middle of the year.
Right.
That same season, I think they had signed Steve McClendon. That was the last guy they traded for.
But that was just because Brady demanded it. Light probably wouldn't have done that on his own.
Probably not.
You know what I'm saying?
But they definitely were a team that was much more accustomed to just signing random guys in free agency when they needed it. These last couple of years, they really are relying on the roster.
Talking about college, boy, Indiana it just showed you that Indiana really hadn't played anybody. 5th ranked undefeated IU Hoosiers. I watched that game on big.
They started good. They started really good.
Yeah, then they got
I thought the old ball coach came in a little cocky.
Yeah.
Google me. I win.
Yeah. You know what killed him was that punt the kid dropped.
Yeah.
Any other upsets?
Yeah, there were a couple.
Gators beat top 10 Ole Miss.
Yeah, they did.
2 big-time SEC wins back-to-back weeks for the Gators.
Quarterback was crying in Lane Kiffin's lap at the end of the game. It was the most pathetic example of a college athlete I've seen in years.
So the new rankings are out. Oregon still number 1, head of the Big Ten at 11-1. Ohio State 10-1. Texas 10-1. Penn State 10-1. Notre Dame 10-1. God, if Notre Dame just wouldn't have choked against Northern Illinois, they'd be probably the number 1 team in the nation right now.
Yeah, they'd be number 1, number 2.
I think so. I think you put Notre Dame ahead of Oregon, probably just based on strength of schedule. Georgia, 9. Here comes the 2-loss teams. Georgia's at 6. Tennessee at 9-2, 7. Miami, 8. Is it looking like Miami, even if they don't win the ACC, would probably make the playoffs?
If they keep going up in the rankings, they got to play SMU. So I don't think they're going to drop too far down if they don't win the ACC.
But they got to beat SMU.
Yeah.
SMU's right behind them at number 9 at 10-1. IU 10. Boise State 11. Clemson 12. Alabama.
They're just trying to keep Alabama.
Man, come on, writers and the people who make the top 25. Let Alabama go. They've lost 3.
They can't.
They've lost 3. You got Arizona State that's lost 2. You've got Iowa State that's lost 2. Tulane, BYU, UNLV. Well, maybe you got Army that's only lost 1.
Well, they just got killed by Notre Dame this week. So
Colorado dropped. Dion dropped to 23rd. That was a complete choke. A complete choke.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the difference for them.
I do too. It's a difference between them being able to play for the pack for the Big 12 championship or not. They're not going to make the Big 12 championship.
Nope.
It's going to probably be, I think, Arizona State and maybe BYU. So, that's the difference between them making the college playoffs. If you're in the Big 12 championship, you might get an at-large deal. Because they got 4 teams that are going to get first-round buys, which are the winner of the Big Ten, the winner of the ACC, the winner of the SEC, and the winner of the Big 12 all get first-round buys. And then the other, 8 teams, 9 teams, what is it, 12 teams total?
Yes.
So then the other 8? 9. It'd be 9 teams.
8. 4 and 8.
That's right. 4 and 8 is 12. My bad. So the other 8 teams then play home games based on where you're rated, and then the second round starts the bowl. The way I see it, starts the bowl. The bowls.
Yeah, then you start traveling around.
Who comes in at? Who's all right? So if you look at this, Lummy, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
No, but aren't these teams? A lot of these teams are playing each other in their championships too.
Yeah,
so it's going to
right.
take half of them out.
Right. So you're right.
So because you got SMU and Miami right there for the ACC.
That's going to take one of them out, right?
And then you got Ohio State
and Oregon for the Big Ten, right?
And then you got Texas.
SEC.
Was it Texas and Georgia for the SEC?
Yeah.
Big couple of weeks for Kansas, though. These last 2 weeks, they kind of knocked out Colorado this weekend. Last weekend, they beat top 10 BYU.
They said when I was watching
Playing
the game,
upset this year.
They're the only team with the losing record in the history of college football that have beat 3 top 25 programs in a row. So, but they got a 4-6 record.
Yeah, they're doing the damn thing.
That one guy just killed him. That Neal guy, didn't he have 200? I I think Kansas had 500 yards of off offense against Deion's press conference. Let me see if you can find it for me. I'll get to it next.
Okay.
But I think he said we started to smell ourselves a little bit.
Yeah, and then Shador came out and said that he disagrees with his dad.
He did?
Yeah, I sent you that article. I'll send it to you again.
Will you resend it to me?
Yeah.
All right.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Dude, you got to send Bubba that play. Was it when the guy almost had a touchdown? Lummy?
USF?
Yeah. Oh no, the going against USF, and then the guy knocked it out and intercepted it or something. Like
he who they played Tulsa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, I'm standing by for.
I'm looking. Well, I was sending you the Shador comments. I'm getting you the Deion press conference.
By the way, no PayPal action today at all.
Yeah, but biscuits and gravy is coming in 10 minutes.
Uh-oh.
Why?
Because I want you to have a smiley day.
A smiley day.
That's so bad for my fucking diet. What diet? You're right. It's tough to travel.
I sent you Deion's press conference where he says there's snow.
Now, was Shador just a story?
I'm going to try to find where he says it.
Boy, they fucking shot at his knees on that one fucking.
That you know what? That was bullshit, and I don't know why they. I mean, that's just to take a guy out.
Oh yeah, no, that was bad. That was.
How did they not call that?
They didn't call it?
No.
Oh, I mean.
It was no penalty.
Everybody was saying that that's one of the dirtiest hits they've seen in a long time.
Let me send that to me too.
All right, that would have blown out his knee.
That's just a straight trying to take a guy out.
That's a Willis McGahee right there.
Send that to me if you can.
I just sent it to you.
And then Shador.
I'm trying to see if there's any clips.
Can somebody send me $1 on PayPal to see if we're even? Maybe John Costica's listening. Can you, John, just send me it out? Not 100, John, like you always do, lover. Just send me $5 to see if I'm even fucking. If we're on. Maybe I'm. No, Nope, I'm on. I'm on it. Maybe Mushroom Mitch can just send me $1.
Not sure 480. Stop and go, Steve. 78 months. Thank you. Stop and go, Steve.
All right, Mario. Thank you.
Mario Gonzalez. The Bubba Army. Shadow Panda. That's on the Cash App. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys. We're working. We're working. I mean, we're up. Thank you. Thank you, Mario.
Woo, it's nice out. Woo! The chill. Feels like the holidays, which means it'll probably be 91 on Thursday.
Right, exactly. You're exactly right.
It'll warm up. It'll cool off this weekend again now.
Is
It's
it?
in the 60s for the highs.
I just hate a hot Thanksgiving.
Yeah. I think the Thanksgiving's going to be 79. Is that high?
It better be. You're going to be hearing from me.
Did you find me the Shador response, or is it just an article?
Find where.
Is it just an article?
I'm trying to find his press conference.
Oh, man. I'm motherfucking star boy.
All right, I'll just go with the article.
I got the press conference for 5 minutes.
I'm a motherfucking star boy.
Well, just send it to me.
All right.
And then I got 2 plays. I got 2 things I'm gonna play. While you could find me. Did you send it to me?
I'm trying to pull it up. Send it to you.
I'm gonna play it last, so you tell me where it's at.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show. Thank you. Our PayPal indeed is working. I mean, we're just having a crappy show. Mitch, Mushroom Mitch, thank you. Edgar Kelly, thank you. And Mario Gonzalez, thank you so much. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, both apps, all 3. Well, everything we do is at the Bubba Army.
Michael McGinnis became a member.
Thank you. Oh, for on the YouTube.
Yes.
Become a member on YouTube and watch stuff that is members only, including all of our podcasts. You can put a visual with it if you're a member. I did a couple things this weekend. I was the first quarter of the Warsaw High School game. Excuse me, was members only. Then, Lummy, did you see the? I didn't show the speedometer I didn't show the speedometer going 108. I just verbally said 108, which is the truth, and you can tell. But I was trying to get from Indy to Warsaw as my plane got delayed Friday. Oh no, what did I leave? Thursday. It got delayed like 2.5, 3 hours. We were supposed to land in Indy at 4:30. We landed at like 8. Or 7:30, and then it really got fairly treacherous as far as the driving conditions, and I was in a rental car. I was in this little Kia, and it hauled ass. Like in some of the Fords and Chevys, they'll have a speed regulator that stops you like at 103 or 104. Mm-hmm. This thing, man, it had, at 108, Lummy, I had a lot more left. It's just the conditions were so treacherous with black ice and snowing. But I streamed the entire time from the time I picked my rental car up to the time I was pulling off on Larry's exit. I think I streamed almost 2 hours. But I got up to speeds 108, and it looks. Nice. There was only one time it got out from underneath me where I almost crashed it. If you go to our YouTube channel and I think that was open to everybody.
Yeah, I was watching your stream for some reason.
Right. You were?
Yeah. I was like, what am I doing with myself?
Did it look sketch?
I mean, I don't even know how to describe it, Bubba. I just was asking myself why I was watching this and if I would watch it if I wasn't working for you. That's what I kept asking myself.
Which is probably I don't know and no.
Yeah, there was a lot of hard no's in there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Big Aaron, $20.
Thank you.
Cash up.
So, I think maybe a lot of us watched the Colorado game this past weekend. Yeah. I got Dion's press conference to play after this, but I saw this play, and even though Colorado's one of my favorite teams because my friend Dion coaches, and I think there's a lot of people that are pulling for Colorado. It's a great story. Shedeur Sanders, their quarterback, is arguably a top 3 or 4 pick amongst quarterbacks. Might be the first quarterback taken. If not, I think he's a top 3 quarterback taken. The guy from Miami and a couple other dudes are up there as well. Guy from Texas. But, I think, Seth, and Rhett, you guys know a lot about college. He's a first rounder. He's a first round pick. Shedeur Sanders.
Yes.
Travis Hunter, their utility guy, probably will win the Heisman. Probably.
He should.
He should.
He should. He's the most exciting guy in football, college football.
So this didn't get. I watched this entire game for the most part Saturday night. Oh, I'm sorry, Saturday. Me and Larry Plummer did a marathon at his house. We watched we got disinterested with the IU game pretty quickly. So there was a noon game, a 3:30 game, and a 7 o'clock game. Larry's a big Notre Dame fan, so we hit the noon IU Ohio State game. Then we hit the 3:30 Colorado Kansas game, and then we hit the 7 o'clocker Notre Dame game. Now, I watched this game, and this pissed me off. One, because when you do this to a player, I think this is highly illegal.
You're not supposed to go toward the knees.
I think so. I think this is, Rhett, you might know the rules better than me, but I think this is an illegal chop block.
It's
an illegal hit.
It's an illegal hit. I mean, that should have been roughing the passer.
Okay, you got at least an illegal chop block below the knees.
Oh, you just got roughing the passer.
It's not a chop block. It's just a hit.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's a personal foul. It's roughing the passer.
And you only listen. Roughing the passer is one thing when you come in and you're waist up, and maybe you were within a step or two, and he releases the ball, and you still give him a nice shot. And then there's obviously roughing the passer, where you might do a target type deal. But none of those usually take a guy out. This is the number one way to take any type of player. Why do you think the linemen, these guys, wear these apparatuses?
Oh, yeah. For that cross blocking, when they're locked up with someone and someone blocks them from the other side.
Right, exactly.
Which is the best way to take out an offensive or defensive lineman's knees.
So the way within football, dirty-wise, if you're a dirty player and you're trying to take somebody out, there's one area that you go for.
Lateral knee.
The knee, period. And how this play didn't get flagged, as it happened, I turned to Larry and I go, how in the is that not a penalty? Watch this play. Dan, you didn't see it, did you?
I watched most of the game, but I don't remember this play.
It's Dean Miller.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that guy should be kicked out of the game.
Yeah, clear intentions. I mean, he had enough time to think about it again.
That's how balls out. Hold on, balls out of Shedeur's hands, and the guy's not even in the picture, the screen.
Miller.
1, 2. If he's already head down too.
So I mean,
you're not supposed to tackle that way anymore.
All right, so hold on. Ball's thrown.
Miller.
He's on that left leg too.
Now,
all that weight.
This guy has one intention.
Hurt.
I'm taking out this guy's knees. And I don't know if the Big 12 or the NCAA or goes back and looks at this, but this is the dirtiest, the worst way to hit a guy, period. Let alone a guy that's really, I wouldn't say all quarterbacks are protected.
Yeah, he's a marquee college athlete. He should be protected. And this is how Godwin lost his leg.
Watch. Ready? That is on the lateral knee.
Yeah.
That's on the lateral knee.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good thing he wasn't planted.
Yeah, that's the only reason he didn't ruin it.
And
it's still hurt.
And then Shedeur came up and like the referee's like, oh no, nothing to see here.
It's Dean Miller.
Oh, that's such bull.
I mean, oh my God! And hold on, no call, like no call.
Is that how Tom Brady tore his knee back in the day? I feel like he got hit kind of low.
He did. You're right on that.
Yeah, that's how Chris Godwin, when his season ended, I think it was 2021. Because this year it was a hip drop tackle, but in 2021 they were playing the Saints.
It was that exact same tackle.
Yeah.
Thank God he didn't get his plant leg. He didn't get his plant leg. He got his trail leg.
Miller.
Yeah.
Thank God he didn't get that leg.
I just, as a football player and as a person, if that had happened to me, I'd have gotten up and started fighting that kid.
Oh.
I mean, I would have really just started just chasing him down and fighting him, knowing how dirty that is.
That is
such a dirty play.
I mean, that is so dirty. Now, if the guy at this point, because he's got a full-headed steam and he pulls up and he gets and he wraps him up like right here.
It's different.
That's different. I mean, and you take him down. Because you've at this point you've committed.
His angle is going downwards.
But I mean, he has positioned himself only to hit one thing.
Miller.
His knee.
Oh.
And thrusting off his toes to launch 45. What a scumbag.
It's Dean Miller. Oh. And he is going right.
Yeah, you can see when that left foot hikes up, he really tries to get a little launch at the end of it.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the launch off his right toe.
Yeah, look, you're right. Look at this.
That's a launch. That's not a slowdown.
Dean Miller.
Look at that. Point his toes
the
there.
Extension, that left foot there.
Right there. Then points his toes there and extends off of that one.
I mean, he's got grip. To the point. Hold on.
Toes there.
To the point where he actually throws up turf.
Yeah.
Watch.
Yeah.
Lock him up.
He should have been ejected. He should have been had to miss the next game.
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards.
That really, really, really pissed me off. I don't know if Dion addressed it. I don't think he did. But Dion was not happy with his team. He thinks they're starting to smell themselves, and he let it be known.
Sweet. How's everyone doing? Great game by KU. They have a tremendous football team that are resilient. They have a wonderful coach. Let's close that door. Let's do something so it's not distracting.
The tapping's not.
He's not happy.
There we go. Thank you. Wonderful coach who is one of my favorites in the Big 12. I feel as though we have a tremendous relationship. He checked on me when nobody was. We exchanged pleasantries before the game, and I told him that his team is resilient. They're a reflection of who he is. They fight to the end. They're very physical. They're tough. They're tenacious. They ran the heck out of the football, which we couldn't stop, period, today. We started smelling ourselves a little bit. That's what I just told our team. We got intoxicated with the success. We got intoxicated with the multitude of articles and the assumption that we're this and the assumption that we're that. And we did not play CU football. Therefore, we got our butts kicked. It is what it is.
I mean, I love Dion's candor.
Shadow Panda, $20. I sent you. I sent you a different. I sent you on YouTube because I got a better timestamp with the closed caption.
All right, what you been talking about with the Shador stuff?
Yeah.
All right.
Have you seen previews for a new show on like Tubi with Dion?
Yeah, he's gonna do. I think he's gonna do like a talk show. I don't know if it's gonna be like a.
It seems like a sitcom.
Yeah, it does.
Is it a talk show?
I don't know.
Okay,
Dion, maybe you can find me the trailer or the preview. What timestamp am I looking up for here?
2:10.
2:10. Okay, here we go.
Sure, go ahead.
Shador, coach said that he felt like not all players, but some of the players got intoxicated by the recent success. Reading the clip.
Did they talk about this hit here?
I think they not in this one. I think earlier. I can try to find that one too.
Did you feel that was an issue coming into this game, that overconfidence, and how did you see it kind of manifesting it today against a very hungry Kansas team?
No, I mean, personally, I'm just an overconfident person myself, so I can't spot that on anybody else and say, oh, they're overconfident. Is why I'm not sure. It was really, we all did our job preparing and doing that, so whatever people did in their personal side, like mentally, you won't be able to know, like we won't be able to know. I'm focused on plenty of other things than, how somebody's thinking at all times.
Shador, your hopes and dreams are still alive, at least mathematically. In the aftermath of this, does it feel
Let me Bobby Cook, $50 in the PayPal. PayPal is working. Thank you, guys.
like it right now, and when do you start letting yourself think about that? You're still in line for Big 12 and whatnot.
But I don't even know how that works. I just know we lost tonight's game, so that's something we just got to watch, and we just got to improve overall and see what went wrong. We're on offense. We could have had our defense back more, and that's it.
I mean, the bottom line is, man, I know it wasn't necessarily offensive sputtered a little bit, but their defensive line and their defense just got ran. The one dude was just an absolute wrecking ball. An absolute wrecking ball.
Your dad, coach, said that you guys were intoxicated with success. So how do you sober up?
He just addressed that.
I don't know. No comment.
Michael, go ahead.
How do you sober up? They just lost.
He's actually a good-looking kid, isn't he?
Oh, he's a great-looking kid, and he's very polite.
Yeah, he seems really nice. They're asking him these gotcha questions.
Yeah.
How soon do you move forward to like the next game?
It's 24 hours. Wins and losses is the same thing. You don't change the recipe based off the result. You do the same thing week in and week out. And this week,
It looks
it
like
didn't go
50
our way.
seconds.
So,
They talk about the tackle.
At 50?
I think so, yeah. That's what it looks like.
Here we go.
so
I hope you know what, he's probably a class act and doesn't get into it, but man, he has every right to say, I don't know if he's going to say this, but he has every right to say that was an absolute cheap shot, and in my estimation that guy was only trying to do one thing, and that is to injure me, and I'm not trying to talk bad about the referees. I don't understand how that wouldn't be a penalty.
That's the corporate answer.
Yeah.
This was our game.
Well,
helped him.
If he does that, he's labeled a whiner.
Yeah, you're right. But I mean, I think you're labeled a whiner, yes, in most instances. But man, that hit was so egregious that I think the majority of the people that may call you a whiner would probably agree. Like that was just one of the most egregious non-calls. But that guy he's wanting to take Shedeur out.
No.
Nikki, go ahead.
Just a really dangerous tackle there. That was a no call when you got.
Somebody at the door right there. All right, we good.
What's
when you got tackled.
Yeah.
Your lower. What did you think of that play? Do you think it was roughing the passer? And how?
I just don't know how that's legal overall. Like I ain't understand that, but it is what it is. There's a couple plays like that, but.
I mean, I think he said it but didn't say it.
Boy, the Sanders really want this door to be closed when they're doing
Right,
Close that door.
They're probably because on the other side is KU's locker room, probably celebrating, and they're hearing they got their own DJ too, and they're hearing the bass and then all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Do not leave the door open around Sanders.
But I
very sensitive.
I think he answers it about as classily as he can. Like, how can that be legal?
Saying that, but it is what it is. There's a couple plays like that.
I hate when people say it is what it is. It's the worst.
Yeah.
The offense has been a little bit slow out of the box most of the year. Have you noticed that? And
all right, enough of that.
What do you think the issue is?
And I sent you his Tubi show, the talk show. I guess he's going to do.
I guess
here's how Deion.
I guess it's.
Here's how Deion Sanders.
It is Tubi.
Yeah, the Tubi
it's on
show.
Tubi, yeah.
Locks in for his new talk show. We got time today.
All right, baby, this is your moment. You remember the blood, sweat, and the tears, the early morning workouts, and the late night preparation.
He looks better clean shaven.
Gonna do a pep talk every week.
All the dreams, the times we came up short, it all prepared you for this. It's on.
We got time. we got time today. A new talk show. Now, is it going to be every day?
No, it says once a week. Do you think it got? Do you think
Or does it say once a week? Yeah.
Do you think it got? I think they said that. Are you going to do this every week?
Oh, okay.
Do you think this was already taped before the season?
No. I don't think so. I think it's going to be week of. And it's going to be somewhat probably involving pop culture, like what's happening in the world today.
Well, how do we
get thinking?
This had to have been taped months ago because he has a beard now.
Well, I mean,
it's just the preview.
This is just the preview.
That's what I'm saying. This was been planned for a while.
The trailer that you cut for said talk show probably was like you said,
it was over the summer probably.
But what's the frequency? Like I guess. Seth, what you're saying is is it in the can? If they're going to say, if it's a talk show, though.
It needs to be contemporary.
Well, yeah. I mean, they can't be talking about. I think it's got to be.
It just seems like a lot to commit for Deion, who's just so busy. But I mean, that's what makes Dion.
I mean, he's
a hard
doing,
worker.
He's doing Kentucky Fried Chicken commercials, Aflac commercials, Direct TV commercials.
You can't turn down that Tubi money.
I mean, Dion won't turn down at all. Like, he's one of the tightest guys I know.
Can you see him doing a talk show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I guess he already had Ice Cube on.
It's already out.
I guess so. I just say I don't know.
Is it going to be like a Club Shay Shay kind of deal?
Oh, I sent you what it looks like.
Okay, I need your advice.
Yep.
It looks like it's going to be a Club Shay Shay.
Sure does.
Interesting.
With his co-host.
Now, is this a sneak peek of his first episode? And this is the case, Seth, this could very much be in the can, I guess.
Well, Dion, yeah.
Okay, I need your advice.
Yeah.
Because let me get back into the sports realm. Your father.
Yep.
Your son did the doggone thing.
Yes.
Like no
like
other.
your son doing the dog. Your
two
sons are doing the dog.
So tell me this.
Yeah.
What would you do? You in my situation.
Help him get to the next level.
Okay,
Any way I can.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
But should it go past that or?
What do you mean past that?
He's asking if he should coach the Cowboys?
I think you're right. I think he's asking here, this is a very interesting question. The fact that I think he's asking Ice Cube, do I coach my sons?
Yeah.
That's a great portrait of Dion, by the way, behind Ice Cube.
Oh, it is. I need one of those.
Him go to the NFL.
Here we go. Hold on. So she breaks it down. Look, what we're speculating, old girl breaks it down.
Or what do you mean past that?
Let him go to the NFL, continue to coach his son.
Hey, come on now. Why not? Especially if it's in a Raider uniform.
Raiders.
Oh, man, don't get me to acting a fool. You know what I mean? That would be a dream come true as a fan of the Raiders or a fan of you just saying
And see, Dion just knows how to work. So even if that's not in play, in life, like that's what he's going to do. He loves to keep people on their toes. So don't think this doesn't keep Colorado on their toes with just the speculation of that, regardless of his intention.
Yes.
That keeps them on their toes.
Mm-hmm. Look at this. Man, I'm proud of you, bruh. Like what you've done and with all the critics and, what they don't see that I know you're doing is making great human beings, great men. Mm-hmm. You're turning these kids, everybody talking.
The first one came out on the 19th. They're doing 20 episodes every Tuesday for an hour.
This is crazy, Lummy.
So but it's like, you know what, Seth? It's very much set like a Club Shay Shay with a female co-host.
How did he not work this in during a press conference or something? Like, hey guys, my Tubi show's coming out on the 19th.
It was hard to find when it was premiering.
About the glitz, the glamour, the NIL and all that stuff. But
I don't know if grown men, the old school mentality, the Bill Parcells, even the Bill Belichick's, the old school coach pro athletes, old school, get on them extra hard, make them do grass. I don't know that works anymore in today's NFL. These guys got to be coddled. And Dion's old school. Dion right now has the power to take a scholarship away from a kid, has the power to kick him off a team, has a power to go tell him to go get in the portal. You can't necessarily do that in the NFL. And the one thing that he has is he has complete football control. And I think that's gone in today's coaching in the NFL. I don't know that any NFL coach is also the general manager.
Well, I feel like
is there
not anymore. No, I think the one or two owners, probably the one owner that would give that to him would be Davis with the Raiders.
Yeah, well,
he did it to Gruden.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jerry Jones wouldn't.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah.
So I mean, probably the one situation in the league that would give him full football control, including general manager, would be the Raiders. That's the only team that it would make sense. But does the average guy, the average NFL football player that's, you're dealing with millionaires now, do they respond to that old school hard knock?
Here's what they respond to, Bubba. They respond to a millionaire African American that's actually walked the walk, talked the talk, and been there and done that.
And
they're
done-
not going to
and-
respond to like me.
Like Jerry, hold on. They're not going to respond to what was the guy's name? Schiano?
Yeah, Greg
Greg
Schiano.
Greg
He's a nobody.
Who doesn't have a gold jacket.
A white nobody.
Who was, virtually.
Boy, they just had a heartbreaking loss this weekend.
Oh, I saw that.
They not.
But you're right. The one thing Dion does bring, Dan, and the fact that not too many other coaches have, is the fact that I've played at this level.
Mm-hmm.
I've been rewarded and recognized as one of the greatest to ever play the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I've walked in your shoes. I've put in the work, and I know what it takes.
Yeah, look at this gold jacket, bitch.
I don't know if he says it quite that way, but he might.
Neil Plaisir, 25.
When you talk,
Thank you, Neil. Love you, buddy.
Gold buttons.
Talking to those kids and changing minds.
Wait till. All right, so this is the show. I mean, we know.
Dude, I'm into the show, man. I got to catch up. This is great.
You notice in the background, Bubba? Life, plants, foliage.
It's not like a dead
life.
set, yeah.
Right. It's life, just like Russell Brand's backgrounds. I'm telling you, put some plants in there.
Hello.
Hey, Bubba.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Referee Fred. How are you?
Wesley Sled?
Referee Fred.
Referee Fred.
Referee Fred. Hi, buddy.
Hey. That hit on Shador was definitely a roughing, according to the rules. You have two officials back there. You have your center judge, and you have your referee. So it is kind of surprising that with two guys back there that didn't get called.
Would that be is that just a roughing, or is that a potential targeting disqualification?
No, the only way it would have been targeting if he hit with the crown of his head. So at the top of the helmet.
All right, which I don't know.
Not
I don't
the
know
front top.
The crown part.
The crown would be the very top part of the head.
Does the NCAA, because they go back and grade the referees? Does the referee, both guys that could have called that, get a disparaging mark for not? Do they get called out? Why didn't you call this?
Yes, yeah. We get graded on every game, and they will get a missed call on that. And, you don't want to get any missed calls or incorrect calls or anything, but they will get a missed call on it.
Now,
for some of them, that makes a difference on whether they get a bowl game or not.
Like, if a guy gets enough, I'm sure there's a grading system where they put the best graded out referees in the most high profile games. Does how many missed calls is it? Is it common for a guy to get 2 or 3 missed calls a game, or like how do most good referees grade out?
Our supervisor does not want us to get more than 4 missed calls a season.
A season?
Yes, a season. So, and you don't want
3.
any incorrect calls or not quality. So yeah, your whole thing is to not have these, and I'll be surprised if it's not on the national training tape. So we get training tapes they'll get one from the conference, I'm sure. We get a national one also that we look at. So we're looking at training tapes, a couple of them a week, and and a lot of them are things we miss. That was a big one.
On a training tape, will they say, okay, here are the calls that were missed, boom, 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 and here's what, will they list like the most egregious, or is it just, there's how many national missed calls will a training tape get on the average per week, since you get them a weekly?
We'll have about 8. We'll have about 8 plays on the training tape. It's not very long. It's only about 12, 15 minutes, but there'll be about 8 calls on it. And some of them are not just showing a missed call. Sometimes they're showing a good call, And so it's not all negative, but yeah, I mean, the purpose of the training tape is to show something and to remind everybody, hey, these are the standards, and this is the way that we want it called. And then, of course, your conference itself will have its own training tape, which, our training tape sometimes is 20 minutes long and may have 15 plays. But again, the same thing is they'll take that and learn from it. And I can guarantee you those guys on the field probably looked at the game right after, because you can go on and you can look at it, and they're probably looking at it and going, "Oh, we missed that one. Yeah, we're probably gonna get dinged on it." So it is that. But
I mean, you saw
dinged or paid.
You saw it. You saw it, and that it's not even close. Like there's not even any.
No, it's not questionable.
I mean, it is really egregious.
Yeah, I mean, again, it really anything up above the shoulders, neck and head area is going to get it on an automatic one, and anything at that knee area is going to get it, unless he's blocked into him. But him coming in that one in the forcible way that he did.
Now, can they retro penalize the guy or no?
No.
Meaning,
no.
Will they get a hold of the coach and say, this is, not, I hope you're not teaching this, or I hope that this isn't something that you guys talked about, or is it just within your little referee world and it stays only there?
It stay only there, and I'm sure whoever whether it's Dion or whether it's another coach, they've probably already contacted the supervisor of officials for the Big 12 and said, hey, almost every coach sends in a few plays to the supervisor that he wants explanations on why this was called this way or not called or whatever. So I can guarantee you their supervisor is already.
Hey, referee Fred,
communication.
Can you kick Bubba out? Can you act like you're the referee kicking Bubba out of the game for targeting? Could you throw him out real quick?
Who's he targeting? You?
Yeah, he targeted me, and now he needs to get kicked out of the game officially. We turn your mic on, and you're addressing the crowd.
Shut up.
Oh, how would you say it? You're saying?
Yeah, I just want to hear your professional referee announcing a penalty.
It would go something like. We have a personal foul roughing the passer with targeting on number 63.
4.
Defense.
64.
That player has been disqualified.
So how many offshore accounts do you have for when people that gamble want to manipulate the results of the game?
I tell you what, man.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, this number to count.
I mean, there's 2 hours of gambling, and we can't even walk through a casino,
Oh,
wink, wink.
I'm sure. No, they got these guys so locked down.
Especially if you're doing bowl games or playoff games, even in the lower levels.
What's the biggest game you've called?
Yep.
Yeah, we're not disclosing your identity or anything like that, but you could just.
I've worked a game at Texas A&M. It's been pretty big.
Right.
So.
Hell yeah.
Did the referees have their own locker room, and you guys are back there?
Yeah, they do. They have their own locker room.
Yep. Yeah,
inspecting down.
We get dressed. We come dressed. We get dressed at the hotel, and we're
You shower, or you get out of there afterwards?
Right after the game, you jump back in the van or bus, and you're out of there.
All right.
Now, do you guys test? Are you guys the one that's testing the inflation of the balls and all that kind of stuff?
Yep. Back judge does that,
and
then they mark it.
They mark it,
so
right?
It's been that one's been checked. Yeah, every back judge will have his own. He'll tell you, what they're marking.
When I was with Dion and Shador, and Tom Brady gave that 2-hour private instruction to Shador, and Shador didn't even do this, but Tom was like, "Listen, the bag full of balls that you present to get inspected." Should be balls that you have played with all week, maybe even 2 or 3 weeks. Do all the teams bring in pre-broke-in balls? None of them are stupid enough to bring in old, brand new balls. They've been playing with these balls and breaking these balls in for a couple weeks, haven't they?
Yeah, the brand new balls are really slick and hard to throw and hard to catch. So every ball that's pretty much been that I've ever seen checked in are pretty worn.
Right now, do you guys check him for substance on the ball, or they're just worn balls that they've probably been practicing with for a couple weeks?
Yeah, we've never seen any substance on the ball, but but you can tell if a ball is newer than another ball just because it's not as tacky.
But there's never any new balls in there. They've all been kicked and messed around with for probably they have a whole rotation deal where after I don't know how they have to have been played with and practiced with for at least like 2 or 3 weeks before they'll make it a game ball.
Do referees have groupies?
Right. No.
Same here.
All right, referee Fred. Thank you for the insight on the call. The Shador no call. Thank you.
All right, good deal.
Bye, bud. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Fred.
Thank you, referee Fred. Which, by the way, is a big time collegiate referee and a big time conference, and we just call him referee Fred because we don't want to blow up our spot, but we got some insight.
Has he called?
Has
he called before?
Yeah,
Well, he's called
me.
games, and he's worked up in the officiating office too.
Yeah.
He's worked for the NCAA and NFL.
Yeah, like we know him, and
big time.
we know him, and he's legit. Like he's a.
I don't think anybody was disputing that he was legit.
Nah, there's been people out there.
There are people out there going, they had a fake referee on this morning. Those guys suck.
Oh no, listen, the hate runs deep, Seth. You have no idea. Hello.
Hey, Bubba, thank you for taking my call. I wanted to talk to you very quickly about pornography.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's here, buddy.
Is this
yeah, the guy you said you never let on again.
Okay.
You got biscuits.
All right.
Hello.
Yeah, buddy, gotta go. Gotta go. Thank you.
Hey, Charlie.
Got biscuits too. Thank
Go
you,
whack
Charlie.
off.
Go whack off to
Pornography.
Go whack off to our
Rachel Maddow.
go whack off to our library. That's what seems to excite you the most. When does Jay get in?
I think 9.
Is he coming in today?
Yes.
No, not 9. 8:30.
8:30.
He usually comes in 8. I got a gift for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Just call me Angel of the Morning, Angel. Just touch my cheek before you leave me, baby. All right. Good fun, man. Good fun. That Bubba the Love Sponge, he jumped the shark when he started having fake referees call. Little bitch.
Welcome to my world, guys. Dealing with this fucking
Who, me?
nut job.
No, I'm fucking making fun of the fuckers. I'm with you.
Biscuits and gravy.
Thank you, Danny.
You're welcome.
Too much.
Too much.
I got 2 sets of pancakes of South and Lummy.
Oh my goodness.
Now, are you still in your house, Dan?
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck's going on. The public adjuster should be careful because it could be a fuck job in disguise.
Well, that has a lot to do with a lot of your life.
The fuck job in disguise?
Yeah.
The story of my life is a fuck
That's what
job.
I'm saying. Like, that's on brand.
Yep.
Do you want the fuck job out in the open?
Yeah, I like the open fuck jobs. I like the voyeuristic, like fuck me outside.
You like to see your fuck jobs coming.
Fuck me to my face, you fucker.
Yeah.
Danny likes to see his fuck jobs coming.
Yeah. I don't like the stealth ones. Gotten fucked so many times.
You like Juice Newton, Bubba?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm glad we have that in common.
You only had 1 or 2 songs.
Who cares? Who cares, man? It's a great song. Who needs a whole bunch of songs if you can make one fucking masterpiece?
Yeah, Christmas song they use every year.
It's a cover, too. She even fucking write that with those Christmas songs. They're all old, right? I mean...
She wrote that one.
She wrote that one?
Yeah. All I Want for Christmas Is You. I think that was hers.
I don't mean to be
That's why
disrespectful.
Shania Connor didn't make that much money with her Christmas songs and Vanessa Williams and all that stuff because they're covers.
Well, remember, like, NSYNC, the boy bands would do... I mean, everybody released a Christmas album.
Yeah, but Sinead O'Connor's Silent Night's about as good as it gets. You know the song?
Let me just say he doesn't know about that one.
Silent Night?
From Sinead O'Connor? From Sinead O'Connor? It's a good one. She did a good job with it.
With what?
Silent Night. Morning, fellas.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I am doing well. How are you?
Good.
Oh,
hold on. Yeah, I got a neck
Oh,
issue.
Dude, that sucks.
Yeah, I got a neck. I just realized it when I saw your name.
Yeah, you do. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Hold on.
All right.
So,
Look,
at
you
Jason.
said,
Your brother.
nice suit. Where's your gold buttons?
Hold on.
fucker?
Hey, press
Daniel, look, button your suit up.
Charlie Weiss, the old
your
Gators
suit up.
coach. You wrote Angel of the Morning?
Rolling up your buttons. Show him.
Well, I reminded Dan that
Notre
Mom
Dame,
put us
Charlie
in
Weiss.
brass buttons when we went to college.
Where's he
All
going?
all we had was a blue blazer for fraternity, but it had.
Oh,
it had
guy said
engraved
Charlie
buttons.
Weiss wrote
in
Angel of the
natural.
Morning, a song I was singing.
After this, he's gonna want to do every.
It's buttons, unbutton it.
Did something go flying? I heard a button fly.
Good too.
Been professional seamstress.
Just touch my cheek
Is that
before you
Jay's
leave
jacket?
me.
Yeah.
It's his jacket. Now look at the fucking difference on how that pops. Hold on.
I like Twisted
Oh, much
Sisters
better.
It's
Christmas.
not over. It's not over.
It's not over. No. It just looks.
One of the best Christmas albums.
It's just really nice.
Is it a whole album?
And it pops with your let it pop with
Of
your
course, you gotta watch.
Hold on.
No, I know Twisted Sister, not that they did the album of Christmas
What?
songs.
Oh, damn.
Hey, Twisted Christmas.
Team playing. What? I love it.
What's up, Paul?
Now look at the design.
Now you just gotta let me know where
The design.
you gotta let me know where I got.
Did you also see where Kelsey got harassed?
Oh,
Who
that's
did?
pretty.
Jason Kelsey for an
So you get
autograph?
all different
Oh, I
designs?
saw that.
That's so
Yeah.
All different
pathetic.
styles.
And then he gave into him, and then the guy
I
started
want
sucking
you
his
to
dick.
I want you to tell me where am I going today, based
What's
on
up,
how
Paul?
you know where am I going? Court, mediation, or deposition?
Thanks, David. I appreciate it, man.
Work today.
You think?
I like singing too.
Oh no, you're going to depot today.
Son, I'm gonna buy you that. I'm gonna buy you this.
Just by looking at the watch.
No, I'll
If you're going to
stream
court,
it.
you have your watch dummy down.
I'm sure it's on Spotify.
This is Depot, dummy down watch, but it's still expensive, but doesn't look flashy.
No one could know.
Right. Is it a pate?
No, AP.
Yeah.
Do you want me to,
It's got
do you want to put your
11
jacket on air,
tracks.
or do you want me to just leave it alone?
11 tracks?
12
Leave it alone.
tracks.
Okay, thank you. I love it.
White
I
Christmas.
really appreciate
Don't you think
it.
it makes all...
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios.
Aquabeto.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Hey, let me see if you can go and find. I think I may have put a couple on Facebook or Instagram or something. But when Merch Crick and I went to Ronnie's wedding,
Yes.
I think there's a couple pictures of me in my big boy suit, and see if you can find those for me.
Okay.
So let me. By the way, Jay's in the studio. Hello, Jay.
Good morning.
And so Jay, I saw Jay 3 weeks ago. No, 2 weeks ago. We had a segment where we had to talk about the Hogan sex tape, and Jay said, "Hey, listen, I'm going to come, suited up." Because the documentary people are probably going to use this visual of Jay and I talking about the sex tape, because Jay is in the documentary.
Well, and if I talk about anything that's serious, I like to be in my uniform.
Right. So Jay's like, "Hey, listen, I'll come suited up because that's how I have done all my interviews in the documentary so far, suited up. So this goes on brand. This isn't just me wearing a casual shirt or even a pair of slacks and a tie. This is me suited up. So we're walking out. This is a $1,200, $1,500, $2,000 Hugo Boss fitted, custom fitted suit. Really nice suit. And we're walking out to his, I usually walk out Jay to his Porsche. And I go, Jay's taking off his jacket to put in the passenger side deal so it didn't get all crinkled up. And I go, Jay, let me see that. Let me see that jacket. He goes, okay, yeah. I go, Jay, why would you have a $1,500, $2,000 Hugo Boss custom fitted suit and just have regular J.C. Penney buttons on?
Oh, you dogged me out.
And he's like, he goes, what do you mean? I just buy them. You know, I go down to the Hugo Boss people. They know my sizes. I pick up. I usually buy 2 or 3 at a time when I do.
The buttons aren't even anything you pay attention to, are they, Jay?
No, Jay's like I never paid. I pay attention to the fit. I pay attention to how, you know.
And I'll tell you the truth. I said to him, I also do it at 40% off because I'm not going to just pee away my money. But the guy calls me. I
wasn't going to quite throw that in there. I was going to try to make you look like a little bit more of a heavy hitter, like the way I handle Dan. But, you know, we do Dan with smoke and mirrors. I thought I'd do you with smoke and mirrors.
Well, I mean, there's other stuff that you can't smoke and mirror me out on. That's fine.
So Jay did say
Dan only goes when they're not 40% off.
Dan goes when they're brand new and they're 2 times the amount.
We call him
ePay over sticker.
We call him ePay full price.
Right. So anyway, I go to Jay. I go, Jay. So Jay's like, listen, my guy calls me when they're having a deal. I usually buy 2 or 3. And I fit and tie and my watch and my shirt and my, you know, everything's got to tie in nice. Everything's custom fitted. I go, but you don't understand. Let me know if you find any. Let me.
Okay.
I said, but listen, a long time ago when I used to get custom suits and I had a lot of money, Dion, I used to get my suits, professionally fitted and made by a place called Bespoke Apparel. Those are the people that do Dion's. In fact, you know what? Send me the Dion trailer again, because that'll give you an example of. But when I used to do my custom suits, Dion said, Sponge, the most important things about my Dion impersonation again.
No, it's getting better, Bubba.
Sponge,
it is.
Sponge, why would you buy a $3,000 suit and with Jay-Z, and he's the first. That's why I call it
the trailer.
With J.C. Penney buttons.
I go exactly what you said to me.
And I go, what? And he goes, why would you buy a suit with J.C. Penney buttons? And I go, he goes, buttons? You can get you some designer buttons for like $35, and it just makes the suit pop. It just pops the suit. So ever since Dion told me that, I've always been a big button guy, and even the suits that I have. Let me see here. If it shows Dion all suited up here. This so far is just a kind of a casual. Dion, you might have to show me.
You think Dion's got like a button guy? I mean, it's a guy that's just
definitely.
Right, hold on now. I don't know if it shows.
No buttons there, buddy.
Well, it can't. We can't quite get a good bearing.
Right there in his sleeve, you can. Right there, you could have. Where his watch was.
Let me send me the. There's.
It's button free. Yeah. Normal buttons.
Maybe
I see the black buttons on them.
Yeah, they're black buttons, right? Not gold ones.
They're just quiet.
I'm looking like I'm very 1999.
Leon,
Thanks,
send me. Dion Sanders.
He didn't hear that.
In custom suit. All right, let me see.
Right now, I look just like that picture, actually.
Hold on, let me see if I can get Dion Sanders in a custom suit, or you can find.
I
one
bet Shador's got the nice buttons now.
For sure, that's exactly right.
I'm just trying to find Dion in. Here we go.
You know, the first return I had in Atlanta, I bought everyone Gucci watches, the whole team, including the coaches. Touchdown. I bought the whole team one, the whole punt return team. You guys that's flunking.
All right, let me.
This man performs a strange task.
Anyway,
you're looking for something that's very niche, Bubba.
I know.
Hold
on here.
I'm gotta get something fun.
And every one of the shots, they don't show the buttons.
Question. You say you get. Question. Yeah. What's the difference between criticism and coaching? You say you're getting something fun. I'm gotta get something fun. I hear you right. I get right.
Show me the buttons.
I'm thinking about actually wearing the pants and the jersey that the kids wear during the game. Come on. I'm just saying. Why not?
Regular buttons.
I saw an article from his GQ where he designed the suits for the Colorado players.
All right, there we go. There we go. That's going to be his most recent. You sent that to me?
Yes.
All right, hold on here. I guarantee you, will it show?
It should show some buttons right there.
All right, hold on. Boom.
So I look like a Colorado football player.
Custom button. Custom buttons. So anyway, Jay, I tell Jay, hey, listen, you can't have regular black JCPenney buttons. You got to have kind of not a over the top, because Jay's not when Jay's in court, he's not trying to be over the top. You're just trying to and so the button that I picked out for Jay wasn't an over the top. They got these lion head buttons. They got these gold buttons with a white pearl in the middle. Like they got ones that are way over the top. And I just wanted to pick a real. And I asked Jay, what color is your watch? Usually it's gold. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick out a really nonchalant, just kind of a really middle of the road gold button. Then I'll take it to a seamstress and have it professionally done. The buttons will even be on the inside where you have your little papers and stuff. So Jay, if you could show everybody.
But that's like the kindest gift that you went out of your way to go to the seamstress or have Merch Crick do it, but whatever. It was amazing. So hold 1 second.
So everybody can see Jay, and it's not too over the top. It's not too gaudy, but it looks a lot better than just regular black buttons. Buttons. Lummy, you still can't find a picture of me and Merch Crick?
You can't see any buttons.
Can't see any buttons?
And then the other pictures you posted, you don't have your jacket on.
Oh, man, this is all
What do you
falling
think?
apart.
You like?
See, no.
Dan, do you like?
No.
It's beautiful. I think it looks beautiful.
Now,
I love it.
Now, Dan, what do you think?
Of course.
I think it looks awesome. It really makes the jacket pop. It brings in the accessories. It looks awesome.
Now, Dan, Jay,
you forget about the high karate.
Now, Jay, take your other suit and just show it to the camera. The regular standard black button that most suits come with. Just the standard. They have 4 little holes for the seamstress to sew into. You can just show the camera. This is what the average suit button looks like. It's just a black. It's just a standard black button that doesn't really do much.
No.
So Jay, you need to let me know. You need to let me know how many suit jackets you have, and I'll buy all your buttons for you.
No, I got too many for you to buy them all.
No, you can't have one, Jay.
But I sent them to you. I sent it for your Ronnie's buddy. I found the jacket one.
You did?
Yeah.
What'd you find?
Your jacket one.
All right, hold on. Let me see where's it.
On our Instagram.
Oh, can you? Oh yeah. Wait till you see. Wait till you see these buttons. Hold on. Can I make this bigger?
Ooh, look at that.
You can see.
If you go, Bubba, click over. If you click over, no, keep going. I think it's that one.
Look how good
hold on.
you look,
Now, hold
Bubba.
on. Look at. Is there any make this bigger or no?
No, I don't think so.
Now, Jay,
no.
look at those buttons.
Yeah.
I got to get past Erica's.
Oh, okay, whatever. But I mean, now see, I tend to be a little bit more flashier than you because I'm not in front of a jury. But I got like those are black, and then they're got like.
I give that outfit literally a 9.9 because that tie is perfectly tied. It's a striped tie, exactly like I wear. That's a beautiful outfit.
So,
I love it.
All my jackets have custom buttons.
I would wear that exact suit.
All of my jackets have custom.
If you keep going, Bubba, if you keep going to the right. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
That's better, Bob, because you didn't button both. You just buttoned one.
Right. See,
when you're standing, you should have it
both.
unbuttoned.
Right.
When you're standing, you should be buttoned.
And when you button it, you should only button one of the two buttons.
Now look.
Someone said those buttons are screaming.
They are.
Not me. Somebody.
But, I mean, Jay, see.
Mine have a little mouth on them.
But see those buttons. All my suits have custom buttons.
I really like it.
Look at Sal with his JCPenney buttons.
Yeah, for real.
That's right.
Look at those buttons.
Cheap.
JCPenney, and then look at those buttons.
Now we still go shoulder pads or nah?
Oh, look at now.
Very
Hold
small
on.
now.
Now look. Now
They get
Jay.
smaller this
Look
time.
at that's
Like
a
wide
better.
receivers.
That's a better. Look at. Grandpa Ronnie's just got this.
He looks pretty good too, though. That's a nice suit.
He does, but hold on. Including Dan. Everybody's just got regular buttons.
Just you and Dion.
Losers.
But look at that.
You, me, and Dion.
That completely makes the outfit.
No,
It's
absolutely. It makes it more
actually
festive.
It's beautiful. Look at now.
No. So look down here. Look at those down there. Boom. Let me see here.
How come we don't do Bubba Army buttons?
Yeah.
Oh man, black and gold buttons.
Could that be the next thing, Bubba?
Little
I don't
chevrons.
think.
For our suited up community?
I don't think.
Monogram?
I don't think that enough. Bubba
They
Army
don't wear suits?
Yeah, like if we.
Come on.
No, they don't.
There's more of a surprise than you think. Years ago, I was going down an escalator in downtown in my building, and a judge went by me, Judge Gallagher, And he came up the escalators. I was going down. He's like, "How you doing?" And I said, "I'm doing great." And he said, "I know." And I said, "How do you know?" And he goes, "Bubba." And I swear to God, he was 79 at the time, maybe. I mean, God rest his soul if he's still alive. I really loved that guy. He was awesome. Judge Gallagher. Swear to God, he did that to me.
Now, but so are you happy with it? I
didn't even take it off.
And I tried to make it so that it, like my buttons are a little over the top. Like you wouldn't want those. That's just
with the Versace face.
Yeah, like I got Versace face ones. I got ones that are gold with a white pearl in the middle. Like that's a little too much. But I can get buttons like the way I got you here that are way better than a stock JCPenney button, but not over the top that it's obnoxious or draws attention. People, if you would stand up, put your one button up, and you were addressing the court, they would just. I think they would say, "Oh, he's got nice buttons."
I'm actually thinking about changing my suit when I go home now because I have a different suit on, and I think I want to wear this suit today to my depositions.
Here's what you're going to be doing: is you're going to tell me how many Hugo Boss jackets you have. And
you're gonna button every single one.
I'll pick out his buttons. Now you're gonna have to. I'm not gonna pay for this. The seamstress was on. The first one was on me as a gift. But if you got 10 to 12 jackets,
that's not cheap.
That's I think she's 36.
Yeah, I got a great guy. So
you
honestly,
just bring your buttons in.
Yeah.
You literally bring your buttons in and say, "Hey, here you go."
Okay.
And it's usually 8, 9, 10. It's 12 buttons,
including the inside. Because he did.
It's 4 and 2.
Yeah, it's
8 little ones and 2 big ones.
4, 2 big ones,
and 2 inners,
and then 2 inners. So it's exactly. So it's a total of 12 buttons.
So rad. I love it.
And you send them an extra button in case whatever, and you buy them. I'll show you where I buy them, like a Button Depot kind of deal. And you buy them, and you all of your buttons are probably 23 to 25 millimeters for your suit, and then they're like 15 millimeters for the smaller ones.
The sleeves are 15s.
Sleeves are 15s, and the 25 millimeters are actually 0.984 of an inch. I think Dan can correct me on that.
How many millimeters?
I think 25 millimeters equals not. 0.984 of an inch.
Yeah, it's almost exactly an inch. 25 millimeters is about an inch.
984.
Yeah, 0.98. That's close.
That's what your bigger buttons, buttons are, and then 15 millimeters for your small ones are what most standard jacket holes are.
Well, thank you very, very much. I'm super appreciative.
Let me know of how many jackets you want to convert over.
Okay.
And are all of your jackets black, or are some of them blue?
No. I have blue, navy. Excuse me. I have navy, charcoal, black, which are my court ones, and then have some pinstripe stuff for mediations and depositions.
Now you might want, but see, I'd like to maybe on 2 of yours go a little over the top and a couple fancy ones.
So I have to give you like a mediation suit where I want to go to the mediation dripping success.
Drip. Yeah, I want to do 2. I mean, you
want to do a drip for me?
Do you got it? I want to do a drip.
Okay.
I'd like to do 1 drip. Let me pick out the buttons.
I'll get a pinstripe suit that I know I would wear in a really in a good mediation.
Tell me the color of the suit.
Okay.
Is it black with white pinstripes?
I think the one I'm talking about, I have one that I call my God Bless America suit. It's navy. I wore it in your closing argument. It's a navy suit with a slight red pinstripe, and I wear it with a red, white, and blue shirt. And,
could the button have shirt. If you were designing a button, would it have could I put a tinge of red in it?
You sure could.
Okay.
You absolutely
red,
could.
gold.
Absolutely could.
Like a Versace lion's head.
Like God Bless America.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Now Dan, are you a little button? Are you a little button envy right now because you got JCPenney buttons on you, or do you not care?
I'm a little button envious. I don't wear suits as much as Jay, but
But you do suit. But you.
I feel left out.
Dan wears suited up nicely.
You do suit up sometimes.
Sometimes, yes. Just way less than it used to be.
But I mean now.
Like when I go to conferences, I wear suits,
which is awesome.
Right. So Jay, I'm glad it worked out.
I love it.
Let's keep in touch. I'm gonna go ahead and order the drips. Okay, I'm going to order you some drips.
Yes.
And
Merch Crick sews all these on?
No,
She's a little seamstress?
there's a seamstress on Kennedy that we use, and she charges $34.
But is there really, or do you really have Merch Crick doing it and you're clearing $34?
No way.
No, but she models it for you when
here's
she
the
sends you
deal.
the pictures.
Here's
which
the
is
deal.
cool.
You got to have a seamstress because a lot of them have like a design that you need it to be uniform. On the two buttons up top, they have to match. They have to you can't have one that has an insignia one way and then the other one be upside down. They have to completely match, and it takes a seamstress to do that. Plus, those little buttons on the sleeve have to all align as well. So yeah, even if a person,
you're saying she doesn't have the skill set to do that.
It's straight line, dude. Tough.
Not a lot of women do, Seth. Not a lot of women. You got to take this. There's. I
understand. I used to work at a dry cleaners. We had a seamstress right
Really?
there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did that smell drive you crazy? I mean, you're so sensitive to smells. I even drive by a dry cleaner, I get a headache.
I didn't know really what I was inhaling back then, but thinking back on it, it wasn't great. But my dad had it was my dad's dry cleaner. He had his head in the dry cleaning machine all day, and he's still cool. So
Dan, do you want me to drip? Do you want me to order you a drip? I mean, you want a drip?
Yes.
What suit? What particular
Gold.
suit?
Just make it gold.
Anything gold for Dan.
They don't wear silver much.
Gold. And can it drip?
Can drip.
You are a little more drippier than Jay.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Johnny just said on YouTube, eBay has 40 buttons for $10.86 free shipping.
I don't buy my buttons at eBay.
Well, that's a hell of a deal, Bubba. That's like 4 cents a button.
You're not looking for. Listen.
Okay.
The buttons that you buy, they're about the real good buttons. They're about $25 for a set. That's a set of 12.
And comparing to what the price of a suit is, that's really nothing.
So you
It's
got
peanuts.
$50 in buttons.
To have them installed.
Yeah, so that's completely out the door.
Yeah.
And it can complete. You saw my buttons.
It's like a K&N air filter. K&N air filter. I mean, it's only like, $50, $100 makes a huge difference.
Or let me give you another equation. It's like stock wheels compared to custom wheels on your car.
Yeah, but those are thousands. A K&N air filter is not that much.
It's
that
$200.
expensive. It makes a huge difference.
So if you look at the value, if you look at the cost of suit to cost of buttons ratio, I mean, let's say what's the average Hugo Boss go for? $1,500, Jay?
Maybe, yeah.
All right, so $1,500. If for $50 you can make that 15, I mean, what's
3%?
It's 3% of the value of the suit.
Yes.
I mean, all day.
Mm-hmm.
So Dan, I'm going to drip you. What you got? Black?
Yeah.
Yeah, black would
suit?
be great.
Black with gold to the nines.
Sure.
And then Jay, I can go black, gold, and red with you.
Exactly.
Perfect. We'll do that.
Could you get me a choker or something so I don't feel left out?
You want a choker?
Hell
You want
yeah.
like a noose, or you want like
No, just like a little
ball gag.
choker, just for
Well, you
hey,
wanna-
I'm gothic in 2025.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
Bye, Danny.
See ya.
Do good on your surgery today. I'm going to go on record by saying I gave you a pep talk.
And a time so I didn't have to rush. So I appreciate it. Thank you. You guys have a great day.
Bye, buddy.
See you, Dan.
Thank you for the biscuits.
You're welcome.
Can I put your debris away, or you want to throw your own trash away?
What's that?
Or is that yours, Lummy?
Huh?
Is that yours right there, or is it his?
The pancakes?
Yeah.
I guess they're mine.
I couldn't tell if they were used or brand new.
They're
Uneaten?
Oh, shit. Lummy, Jordan Whitehead, torn pec.
Oh, yeah. I saw that tackle, too.
They got Mike Edwards back, though.
That's good.
Who's that?
Bucks.
He won a Super Bowl.
One big longer, Thomas Gilson.
Right, Lummy?
Everybody doing?
It's Christian Twisting Work.
Ah, you heard me, Red Wave. Nice.
Oh, Wirfs was hurt yesterday. But they still whooped that ass.
He got after it.
I think
it looked like he came up. I think they were Tiki called it. Said it looked like
What's up, Trick Me?
tore his pec.
Double XL, Hot 83. How's everybody doing?
I think
Lips.
I think the Bucks knew that they could handle the
How you
Giants
doing, buddy?
without Tristan, because I think he would have gone otherwise.
Nick, I need to reach out to you this week.
No. Brian Burns is good though, but,
I mean,
they've handled him before.
What up? Double XL. I can't believe it's Thanksgiving. I've got real work for 2 days, and I'm not even in Thanksgiving mode yet. What up, Pat O'Brien? You the man. Glenn Longnecker, how you doing?
Were there any other Bucks fans there, Longwood?
Redneck.
Smattering.
Hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. What up, Bad Jake? Hey, Trickney, sorry my wife's so bad at fantasy football. We've been doing a lot at the house.
That's cool. I wonder if people just made the trip to New York or if they just live up there. I have no idea.
Well, there's Bucks fans that travel. I mean, I'm traveling to an Indiana football game.
You're traveling to a high school game.
Yeah.
The Tim Anglin. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Oh, Bucky Irvin's great, man.
We're actually doing Steve's house.
The next Alvin Kamara. Book it. Book it.
I know, but she gets a little. You guys razz her so hard, she's not used to it.
Oh, Hoss, I think you bought a Bucky card from
She
me this
sucks
weekend,
at
man.
it, but she just is having fun with all you guys.
Get that out to you. Sold a couple Buckies this weekend.
Jay, what up, buddy?
Going Bucky crazy.
I think Kendall played the Birch Creek this weekend and killed her.
This week, Trickney? I think she did. What's up, Anthony Villa? Villa, just depending on how you pronounce it.
I'm only selling Buckies to buy more Caleb. I'm just, you know. I wish I could keep all my Buckies, but I'm in it for K.
No, Heather, she's just bad this year. She doesn't pay much attention. What's up, HS Bubba fan? I have not seen it yet. I'll take a look at it. Just Phil 77.
How much is the park at Giant Stadium? Like 150 bucks?
Now that I'm going to see it now with,
I think it is. It's pretty expensive.
No, I mean seriously, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
The amount of spending the government does is ridiculous.
That's why they stay until the fucking end, dude. I'm getting every fucking money's worth of my parking I can get.
DOD is bloated.
That prepaid lots, it's 55.
No, I don't have anything from 25 bucks.
It says 55 bucks for this one.
Well, that's fun.
That's cheaper than a fucking Bucks game. They'll charge us 40 to park across HCC.
But this one says MetLife parking
Yeah, I think
ranges
Rogan
from
has got
40 to
the land health
160
for
bucks.
I guess it. Maybe it's in LA. Somewhere it's got to be.
Well, it says 40 to 160.
For what?
Parking at the Giants game, MetLife.
What's up, Cash? Was hoping your Colts pulled it off yesterday, man.
She said that the group text is brutal, Heather. Heather Wiz.
Oh.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Today's after show, uncensored after show, available as a podcast, but also available if you would happen to become a member of our YouTube channel at the Bubba Army. And you can, put a visual with it if you like. If not, just go and download it for free anywhere you get your podcasting, or on our YouTube channel, we have our own podcasting subsection. But if you'd like to watch it, just become a member. When you go to our main page on YouTube, there's a join section. Just hit that, and it's $4.99 a month, and you also get some exclusive other members-only programming. Hello, who's
Las
this?
Vegas Mario 25.
Thank you, Las Vegas Mario. Bob Cook 50 on the PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at the Bubba Army. Hello.
Hey, this is Duck here from PA. How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
I got a question about the upcoming shows. No offense to Seth and all, but you've been grooming Lummy his whole career.
No,
why not
all right.
give him a shot to host a show, like bring his own stuff and host it?
Here's the deal. I think people are kind of getting a misconception when I say host a show. When I say host the show, you're kind of the guy that keeps the show moving around, and you sit in my position and you engineer the show and go into spots and stuff like that. But it's a group effort. The hosting is a group effort. It's not going to be just Seth throwing and just his opinions throwing. It's going to be a group effort. So I think it doesn't really matter. It's mostly who sits in my spot and engineers the show, who we call the host. So don't get wrapped up into that. It's all going to be about Seth, or Seth's going to. It's going to be a group effort. And Seth is, I think.
That wasn't.
I think Seth
that
is.
wasn't my impression. So I was just figuring.
What was your impression?
Like Lummy could bring his topics.
What was your impression?
Good.
Just that you would bring your topics versus Lummy bringing his topics.
No, we all come together.
Nope, it's all
We're
going
a
to.
team.
It's a group, just like the show you're listening right now. It's my show, but it's not all my ideas. And we have a group meeting every day. We kind of talk about what we're going to talk about, what's going to be the clickbait, and various things. So even though it's my show, it's very much a group effort. So the person that sits in my chair while I'm gone, I guess I would say, they're the host, but it's very much a group effort.
Don't you think it's a little dense to be down on somebody for the topics they bring to the table when you don't even know what topics they're bringing to the table?
Well, I think he
I'm not
misconception.
down on you at all, Seth. I enjoy you on the show, but my thought was, give Lummy at least a day, because he's been grooming him his whole career.
Seth,
pretty much.
Let me just give you the logistics of the current show, my show, the Bubba the Love Sponge show. Seth, Lummy, and Rhett pretty much prepare me in everything I'm going to talk about. So it's my show. But it's, I wouldn't even, some days I use a lot of Seth stories and not too many Lummy stories. Some days I use a lot of Lummy stories and sprinkle in a few Seths. Every once in a while I use a Rhett story. So it's everything that we do, regardless of who's the host, is very much a group effort. And I'm prepared mostly by Lumix and Rhett, and there's no rhyme to reason as to who I use more of.
And they all have their own various respective roles, and that your digital footprint has never done better since you've had Seth and Rhett and Lummy as you see the GM, right?
And Gary Cantrell.
Absolutely.
With the Macho Man kicker.
100%.
We have never worked I have never had a group of people that collectively worked together better than I have now. I've always had a group of people. A couple of them worked, but one guy was an asshole.
Right.
Or they
all thought they were better than each other. And these guys all bring something a little bit different to the skill set. But the bottom line is your digital footprint is your image.
Yeah.
And your digital footprint has never presented itself better than it does now, largely in part to the way it presents on air from your team behind the scenes with Macho and with Rhett and with the content creator, Seth. People need to realize that content is king, and it is extremely difficult to come up with content. And even if that's to put things in your mind so that you can talk about them, whether it be Lummy or Seth. And so I think people really don't appreciate what a team effort it is to make you shine.
So, sir, I'm glad I was able to maybe dispel your misconception. But when I say hosted by Seth, it's a village of everybody that are putting things together.
It takes 9 of us to equal one Bubba.
That's right. We're one heck of a person.
That's right.
All right, buddy. So I'm glad I cleared this up, and thank you. No problem.
God bless. Lummy and I are already planning what we're going to talk about December 16th, including Twisted Sister's Christmas album.
That's right.
I mean, we're planning this well in advance,
big
guys.
breakdown.
Twisted Sister's Christmas album. You want me to arrange D. Snyder to be on the phone?
I mean, that would be absolutely not necessary whatsoever. But Lummy's like, "Oh, I'll buy it for you for Christmas." I was like, "I can just pull it up on Spotify. I'm good." So we were just going over bands that we didn't know had Christmas albums.
Kelsey's do.
What you guys don't realize is that Twisted Sister D. Snyder sold his music catalog about 10 years ago.
He's probably smart.
He probably sold it for a ton too.
Hello, who's this?
Oh, hey, Bubba, it's Super Fat Bubba Light.
Hey, Super Fat Bubba Light. I praise you every time I use my badass Dyson Super Sucker that you bought for me. Thank you so much, my friend.
Oh, that's no problem.
No problem.
So I just had to ask a question because I know you're supposed to be having the Winter Nationals coming up pretty soon, and then you were talking about you have this big purse. I just wasn't sure if you think that Tyler might try to compete at the Winter Nationals.
If he could find a ride, yes, he should try to compete. If he could find a late model or a sprint car ride, we don't have. I'm not having any sprint car stuff. So if he could find a modified or a late model ride, he should, because he would be. Nobody knows that track better than him. It's just I think he's burnt a few bridges on some of his latest rides. One of which has been his stepfather. His stepfather put him in an unbelievable ride this past summer for the Hell Tour, and Tyler messed that up. And so. I mean,
Does he have a ride currently?
No. Well, for sprint cars he does.
Okay.
But not for late models. So Tyler's very much welcome to my track. If he would get a ride and make it there, I would try to make my way down there and talk to him. Absolutely, I would. But he might not be in the mindset to even want that. I don't know because we're going on 3 years. This February will be 3 years that can you imagine, you have a son, and can you imagine, and let me, you have a son, but he's not, he still loves you.
Yeah.
So he's not gone through puberty or becoming quickly an adult, but Trey is, and can you imagine if at the age of 20, Trey stopped talking to you for 3 years?
No, it's one of the most tragic things about I love you, Bubba. You know that like a brother. And one of the most tragic things that you have to go through daily is that. And I've watched it behind the scenes, and I've watched you cry about it, and I've watched you deal with it. And that thing is just unbelievable. Didn't go to his grandfather's. I mean, there's so many levels of it. And, I would just say Merry Christmas and Happy Thanksgiving, and find forgiveness in your heart, everybody, during these seasons. And it doesn't matter who your family voted for or what they did. I mean, I literally had someone tell me that their 18-year-old daughter told their significant other that they hate them and they're dead to them and will never talk to them again because of the election. And so this is the most, so for me, there's nothing worse for me than everything you've gone through than the lack of your relationship with your son.
Yeah,
it breaks my heart.
It's been tough.
This is the time of year that it's really going to suck. I mean,
it sucks. Did you see his grandmother? Come on.
And here's the deal: my mom, his grandma, he's an only child, so it's my mom only has one grandchild. My sister only has one nephew.
It's brutal.
And they. It's just at the dinner table and at the Christmas tree and at family gatherings, and you're always there's always a spot that's missing him, and it really starts to resonate a lot during the holidays. That's when you really miss your loved ones the most that aren't with you any longer, and it's even more traumatic when they're around. They just choose not to be with you. So I have apologized, and if this gets back to Tyler, I want to go on record by saying I'm sorry for whatever I've done and whatever you think I've done, or I will admit to anything that you want me to with regards to being a dick or doing whatever you think I may have done wrong. I apologize. It's my understanding that you're not really that close with your mother right now either, and you only get one mom and one dad. Your stepfather has done way up and beyond great things for you. You don't have a relationship with him either.
It's really sad as to how this whole situation's panned out. But Bubba Light, to answer your question, he's more than welcome to race in any one of my racetrack is wide open for him. I'm not bitter. Where if he would pull in and try to race, I would not let him race. Nope, he's more than welcome to race anything that he could race.
And I would just say one more thing: is family's the most important thing in life, and anyone who knows Bubba knows that whatever he does in his life involves his mom and his sister and his family, and so. To not have somebody in your life that's an important part of your family, it's got to be a void for you too, Tyler. And it would make you feel much better in life to have your mom and your dad with you as a part of your team to succeed in life. And so I know it's not my place to say it, but this is the season of forgiveness. And everybody who's listening should find that time to talk to the person who they haven't talked to in years, because life is short. I'm an old man now. I'm going to be dead and buried in 25 years. I can't even believe it. Yeah. So it's time to make resolution with the people that you love.
Anyway, Super Fat Bubba Light, hope I answered your question. More importantly, I can't wait to see you for BARP, my friend.
Oh, no problem. I bought my plane tickets. I was supposed to have a credit, but American Airlines ripped me off my tickets from last year.
That's BS.
The airline industry is a complete shakedown. It is an absolute all 2 of the 4 flights I took this weekend were delayed. One was delayed for a minute.
But you're flying value jet, Bubba.
But
he's
listen,
not American.
The one from Indianapolis to Tampa yesterday was delayed because a flight attendant overslept.
Wow.
Yeah. Super Fat Bubba Light, I got to go. I'll see you January.
For real?
Yes.
And they actually told you they should come up with like a lie.
Well, no, they just said we're.
They should have said she had a medical emergency.
We're waiting for a flight attendant, and then I could hear Merch Crick and I were close enough to where the other flight attendants were before they were boarding the plane. They were missing one, and they couldn't fly with them. They're like, I just know he overslept. I just know he did. We got in I guess he got in late on a flight last. They shuttle these things around, so like the flight attendant will get in the night before and have to go right to a hotel and then be back by like in 6 hours or 7 hours for a quick turnaround. And I don't think my guy turned around that quick. He was an hour late. Hello.
Hey, good morning, guys. Las Vegas Mario. How you guys doing today?
Hey, how you doing, buddy, Mario?
Hey, I'm all right. I just wanted to ask a question. I saw the Content House. I just got to tell you, Brian is a funny dude, man. That guy is super funny. And I guess my question is, are you going to have Brian and Dan in when Seth hosts?
I don't know. I don't know that Dan can make it at all because it's 10 to 1. Because it's 10 to 1. So I think Brian might have a more flexible schedule. I just got to get a hold of all parties involved.
It's a lot to handle.
See who can and cannot make it. The one thing is we're not on the one good thing, Lummy, is that we're not on terrestrial radio, so language isn't a problem or things like that. We have a certain amount of insulation not being on regular radio, just being streaming. So I'm working on who's going to be here and who's not.
Okay, and one more thing, Lummy, thank you. You and Rhett gave me some good football picks. I'm up like 300. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Degenerates. Thank you, Las Vegas Mario.
Thanks, Mario.
Bye now.
I owe you some Ohtani cards, Mario. They're in the mail.
Seth brought this to me. Imagine that. Seth providing a piece of material. It's not just all Lummy.
I think I've seen this before.
And they're like, this is Barron Trump when he was a little kid.
It's awesome.
And he talks with a Russian accent. And they're like, why is he talking with a Russian accent? Well, and then the haters and stuff were like, well, because his dad had nothing to do with his upbringing, and his mom is the one that
was around all the time.
So he picked up on his mom's accent and not his dad's. Of course, that's how they're going to spin it.
I like my suitcase. I have to go to school now.
Yeah, you will have lunch and then you go to school.
Now I'm gonna go.
Yeah, first you will have lunch and then you go to school.
Now you can do
He's got
reading,
gold buttons.
writing.
What? He's got gold buttons?
Hell yes, he does. Hold on. You don't see him wearing JCPenney buttons.
Oh, I'm sold.
I like my suitcase. I have to go to school.
So look at those.
Yes, that's the first thing I
You don't
noticed.
see
Bubba, they're
hold on.
popping.
You don't see stock buttons on him.
Nope.
You don't see stock buttons on him, buddy. What Dion would call J.C. Penney buttons.
Nope.
You ain't got J.C. Penney buttons.
Now?
Yeah, you will have
Listen
lunch
what
and
Dad
then you
says,
go to
though.
school.
Now I'm gonna go.
Yeah, first you will have lunch and then you go to school.
Now you can do reading, writing, and arithmetic.
There you go.
I like my.
Looks a little hyper to me. I'd be like,
So-
man, you need to chill out.
But
a
you
little
think
bit.
Trump was happy when he finally? I mean, I haven't actually heard Barron speak, but I'm sure he lost that. You think Trump was happy when he started to sound more American?
Yeah, I hope so.
Probably took him
What
to
the hell's wrong with this guy?
probably took him to an American speech pathologist.
I bet you he speaks a couple languages.
Yeah, that's true.
Hello.
He's a big guy.
Hey, Bubs. I got a
enormous.
question for Jay.
All right, go ahead. Scout and Big Gulp.
Hey.
Hey. So I was watching the news this weekend or whatever, and they say that some lawyer is representing one of the celebrities in the P. Diddy case.
Yep.
And he's suing them anonymously, the law firm out of Texas, for extortion or whatever. But, I mean, to me that makes sense because how can they say that, here, pay us some money and we're going to protect you from our client when the feds supposedly have video of all these people sleeping with people? So what are you protecting people from? You're extorting money, right?
Well, no, it's so yes and no. If you have information regarding somebody that could avoid a potential lawsuit, as a lawyer, you're allowed to send a demand over. And so sometimes it could be a commercial carry, like a Target truck, and the Target commercial truck kills a guy like Lummy with a young kid, and it's a horrible, tragic
Ashley's
case.
praying at night every
And
night
so
that happens.
Target will make a decision before you file a lawsuit to settle the case. So that's not extortion to say, here's the value of the case, settle it for all that you can, and we'll keep it confidential. That's every case that I settle has that involved in it. And so if they're addressing people that they know to be in these videos and say you can avoid a civil lawsuit by paying it now.
Civil.
That's not they're still not avoiding criminal action.
Right. I mean, so
that's why it's
so Scout. I think you're misconstruing. Like they can unwind themselves out of the deal civilly, but if the feds want to proceed with it criminally, the attorney doesn't have anything to do with that. Am I right, Jay?
Yes.
Okay, so they're still risking their names being dragged through the mud and everything else for their misdeeds because I
Absolutely.
think all these people should be paraded out and stomped on for what they've done. But
100% agree.
Now, where they could now, Jay, I'm asking civilly. Let's say that you unwind yourself out of this civilly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at that point, if the victim doesn't want to cooperate with regards to your participation, that could potentially help you.
100%.
So,
However, the prosecutor could use what evidence they have on you to make you turn state's evidence, and all of a sudden you become a cooperating witness, and then all of a sudden your identity is revealed because you can't be confidential when you come out and testify against P. Diddy because you're in the video with some guy diddling some little girl.
But you've cut a deal civilly, so you're good civilly, and you've turned state witness or government witness criminally. You're good. I mean, now you're going to get mud and you're going to get the reputation and probably that, but you probably won't do a day of prison, and you're not on the hook, civilly.
Well, let's see what the Justice Department looks like under this administration, and if we have any type of transparency into who all these other people were. Because what we all know, no matter who you are, we know that these parties involved hundreds of people at times, and that the allegations involved dozens of different occasions and multiple people in those rooms. And so we know how the government works, Bubba. And when the government's got some goods on you, what do they do for you?
Nothing.
Well, they use it against you and make you turn on your friends.
Right.
And so I think in the next 2 or 3 years, we're going to see a series of celebrities that are exposed by this Justice Department for being involved on the periphery of it, and that they're going to have to make deals like they did with, the college scandal. They'll expose stars who tried to get their kids into college for, a $50,000 or $100,000.
Oh, that was a big deal.
A huge deal. They literally shamed all the people and prosecuted
Did
them
Lori
federally.
Loughlin go to jail?
Yes.
There's some people did time for that.
And Becky.
Right. So if that happens over allegations of getting into college, then I'd really like to know who these celebrities are, wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, I think
absolutely.
I think it's going to come out.
I think we may now with a different Justice Department. I want to know who the hell was on Epstein Island. I want to know who shot JFK.
Amen.
I want to know it all. Don't you?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So the lawsuit then basically is going to be a big nothing burger
It's
as
just a
far as
civil
staying
suit.
anonymous.
Yeah. And the truth is, if I represented the guys or gals that were being allegedly involved, I would do everything I could to try to pay it off and make it go away, because that's the way you protect your client. And hopefully they didn't do anything criminally, because you'd also have to be advising them look, if you attended it and didn't know this girl's age, you got some exposure, but let's try to make the civil stuff go away. But if there's something criminal, I don't do criminal law because I don't like representing guilty people. So I don't think I would ever handle the criminal aspect of this case.
All right. Thanks so much for your insight, fellas. Have a good week.
Thank you, my 5 million. Are you in the 5 million mile club?
No, we're both 2 million milers.
Wow.
So it's a 4 million mile truck, but we're both 2 million milers.
Like what do you guys think that you'll end up being at the end of the day? Will you be 5? What's the most in the trucking industry of anybody that you've ever met? What's like the most that you've ever met anybody?
There is 2 guys that drive for the company I drive for that both hit 5 million.
So does
they both got truck stops named after them by the TA. The TA truck stop chain named truck stops after them for their accomplishment.
So does that mean you guys each have 2 million miles each driving? So does that mean you've got 2 million sitting?
Yeah, exactly. I have 2 million on my back while I was sleeping and 2 million in the seat. Yeah.
Wow.
Technically, I have 4, but yeah.
That's
and the same for
incredible.
her.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been crazy. We're honestly thinking about winding it down. We think we're only going to be out here like another year and a half, and then go home. My mom's getting older, her dad's getting older, and just when we're out here like this, we're out here 5-6 weeks at a time, and we're missing too much.
Right.
It goes back to what you were talking about.
I mean, yeah, it becomes a point
one
where
thing, no matter.
Comes a
money
point
can't
where
buy, can't buy time.
That's why I want to get out of mornings and go do a different, because I want to actually start enjoying my life a little bit more and not having to go to bed at 7:30 and being able to go to dinner or go to a hockey game or do something.
Yeah, it's a hard life doing the morning show.
That's it. We were off. We had a little 10-day stretch off, and we had some friends reach out to us, and they're like, you guys are actually in town, and we're doing a Friday night meetup at the bar when the one gal that they know gets off, and you guys want to come? I'm like, yeah, we never get to go out like that. So I went out and I got barb drunk on a Friday night at a dive bar in Tucson, and I rode home in the back of the SUV in the trunk because I couldn't even get in the car. It was
there you
brutal.
go, perfect.
But I had a good time.
Sounds very barb. It sounds like very much on brand for barb.
Yeah, just
for
practicing.
you. Yeah, that's a practice for barb.
That's it. I had to get in my yearly drunken experience somewhere since we're going to miss this year. But I look forward to the videos and everything that Rhett and Gary put together. They're doing such a great job. I mean, you just feel like you're there. You feel so immersed when they put those videos together. It's so much fun. They're killing it.
All right, girl. We appreciate you.
Love you guys.
See ya. Bye. Thanks, Jay. I got some. I gotta go into words, but I think I found. Again, if you don't like it, you don't like it.
Oh no!
But
Is
I
this
think
buttons?
yeah,
there's more buttons.
You know
the great button
the drip that he wanted that had a little red in it. This is pretty drippy, but this might be not red, and this might be too burgundy and not enough red.
Okay.
So I need you to take a look at it. Okay.
Yep.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
What? Were you asking something, Lummy?
I just wanted to know I didn't provide the.
Well, like, I don't think it's quite red enough.
It's not quite drippy enough.
You don't think it's drippy enough?
No, I love the lion thing, but I need.
Oh yeah, no.
It's more burgundy.
They know.
That, I mean,
yeah,
that could absolutely work.
That might work.
Oh, it absolutely could work, for sure. I don't think there's probably a lot of like ruby red stars. That place is killer.
Okay, this is the high line. Like those are pretty cool, but that's
Put in the word red and see if anything comes up.
I don't know if they got the search.
There's your.
Look, okay, we see red.
Red button.
Huh. Let me go back to my button section here.
Yeah. I mean, that one is going off, and it would make that suit no matter what, because it's a subtle red. Look how nice those are.
Look at those.
Wow. Wow, those are real gold ones, I think, for 120 bucks.
Hold on.
Look at that.
These
shit.
are 7,000, and they're real gold.
They're just buttons. Look at that.
But those are just fucking buttons.
Oh my
I would
God.
buy these. If you're gonna, I'd buy the wafer. Buy the wafer.
You know those ones that Barron was wearing were probably real gold.
Oh fuck yeah!
Because that's the way Trump rolled. And then he was probably like, take those out of that suit when he grows out of it, put it on the next one.
That's what you do.
You could use those buttons for 10 years.
Do you need some musical accompaniment for this bit?
What's the bit?
Your button bit? Because there's a White Stripes song called The Hardest Button to Button.
No, I think I'm okay, thank you.
But it says the hardest button to button. It's all about, it's like buttons. Alright, cool. Never mind. Just save that one for Lummy while you're going. You don't have a hair on your dick hole if you don't get Bubba Army buttons.
I don't have any hair on my dick hole, lover. Just to let you know.
Well, seems like a problem. Not for Big Papa Kush. I'm gonna go home and jerk off to Caleb Williams highlights when he jumped over that guy.
Pretty badass.
Oh man.
Yeah, the guy couldn't catch him.
Seth, our social media girl's got another video over 4 million.
Really?
Yes. It's in 6 weeks or 8 weeks. She's got 2 that are over 4 million. Another one that's like 800,000. And we don't do any like kicking it up.
Yeah, no, they just
it. She's good at picking content, and really, people really love the whole doctor lawyer thing. It's fucking unbelievable.
Is it on TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram's where the primary thing is, and then she repurposes it on TikTok, so it's there too. But what my son says is it's clear that she's repurposing the TikTok.
Yeah.
But the Instagram has been amazing what she's done.
I like Instagram more. I know a lot of people are on TikTok, but I like watching reels and shit on Instagram. So
I prefer it too.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jay, look at the screen.
Oh, that's it.
What are those?
Those are if you really wanted to
That's
drip.
it.
That's the one that drips.
That's the drip.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it.
That's unreal.
Boom, boom,
Say again?
Is it for all $30 all?
That's for all of them. Yeah, not $30 a button. I was like, whoa. But on that same website, there were some as $9,000 for the buttons. They were solid gold, just plain, nothing on them, no emblems.
I'm the caretaker of Zen. The hardest button to button, not like
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I think that with Jay, I've created a little bit of a monster. After I do a couple of his suits, I'm officially his button consultant. And after I do a couple, especially this one that's to get really drippy, I think you're going to like, as you're picking out your suits, you're going to be like, man, this has got JCPenney buttons. I can't do it.
Well, I had to put the jacket you put the buttons on, even though it doesn't match my shirt and tie, just because I like it so much. It looks so rich. It's beautiful.
Rumor has it you might go home and change.
I'm going to.
Before you get there. Did you see the drip that I'm buying? This is the drip that I'm buying for the red.
That's so out of character for me. Wait till you see it. It'll look awesome on it, though. It will look good.
But I'm not going to buy it if you're not going to wear it.
I think it'll look good.
I thought you don't buy buttons off eBay.
Well, I might have to.
Yeah, these are Tony Birch buttons, Seth.
Ooh, now do you like that?
I know Tory.
Tory
Birch. That's Tory Birch.
Do you like the cross? Or
That's the Tory Birch emblem. That's the whole idea.
Oh, that is right there?
Yeah, they're probably Tory Birch knockoff, but still.
That's
it's like,
okay. Who cares?
I don't care. It'd be like a Fendi or a Louis Vuitton emblem. I mean, it's an emblem that's recognizable.
Right.
We could lowball them on an offer for 15 and see what they come back with.
Like I said, I just want to
bid it out.
Okay, all right.
I just want to buy it.
All right,
buy it now. Buy me now.
I got it handled. But when I buy you buttons and give them to you for you to get them installed, the rule is.
I feel like.
Where the hell that came from?
Someone just said Jay looks like a pilot with the cold buttons. They have little AAs on them, buddy.
But I will tell you,
that was Chris
but here's the deal. Here's the rule. When I buy you buttons and you get them installed, the next opportunity you have to wear that on the show, you have to.
Okay. 100%.
Yeah. Fantastic. You got your JCPenney suit on right now.
No. I put your jacket. I put your jacket on because I just love the way the buttons feel. So.
Wait till we get to the drip. And could you see your brother? Because he doesn't have any. He's got JCPenney buttons on all of his suits.
He's got button envy.
Could you see? I wouldn't be surprised
He was stealing, wasn't he?
if I don't get a text from him today say, hey, listen, can you do me some buttons, buddy?
Yeah. Well, he's
even more drippy than Dan. Than Jay. He likes to be drippy.
Yeah, well, Danny definitely had button envy because you could see how quiet he got, and he looked over like, gold, anything he's got to have. But his suits are different. Like he likes the custom like Tom James suits. I like the Italian cut. So his are like, kind of more pinstripey, and they look a little more. They're a little more flamboyant than what I would wear. So he could
really
definitely get away with drippy buttons for sure.
Like if there's a guy that is under buttoned, it's him
for sure.
Hi, who's this? Go ahead.
Hi, this is JT from Alabama. How are you?
Hi, JT from Alabama.
So my question would be for Jay. Actually, a long time ago there was a judge in Tampa by the name of Coe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Harry Lee Coe. No, hold on. Harry Lee Coe, but after he was a judge, he went on to be the district attorney or the state's attorney, and he ended up killing himself because of a gambling debt.
And I went to law school with his son.
I was wondering to Jay how the ending of him had affected his rulings and judgments, and if all the cases had to be reevaluated or how that worked.
It's an interesting question, but I was a young lawyer when it happened.
I'm very familiar with it.
Yeah, I went to law school with his son, Harry Lee Coe Jr., who I would say hello to. The loss of his father was tragic. It had nothing to do with the prosecutions that were going on. And my recollection of it was there was not a big whodunit where they undid all the prosecutions of his, like they do sometimes when they find a tainted lab or a prosecutor that has routinely and habitually withheld evidence, those types of things. None of the allegations that were personal to him involved the misuse or abuse of his prosecutorial duties.
And the people that he owed money to, because it was from gambling at the horse track or the dog track, none of the people that he owed money to were ever
before his court.
Yeah, were ever before, weren't part of a gambling ring that he overlooked or didn't prosecute.
Yeah, but
it was a pretty cut and dry deal. He killed himself based on the debt that he had accrued through probably illegal gambling, and killed himself underneath the Veteran Skyway.
Yeah.
Scott and Big O get to 10 subs.
Thank you.
If that same scenario happened and it was because he was being accused or investigated for covering up evidence or misusing the prosecutorial powers, then that would be a whole different deal, and it would result in most of those cases that he was involved with being re-examined and potentially reversed. And that happens a lot.
Would that have been tied into the Traficantes?
But I'm saying didn't happen in this case. But I mean, if he had certain cases, and there have been judges in this town that have been accused of certain things like that over the years, and many cities. I mean, look at places like Michigan and Pennsylvania and all these other places. There's been tons of corrupt judges who have been accused of various things, and prosecutors too. You remember the Duke rape thing?
Yeah.
That guy lost his bar license.
As he
All
should've.
those guys were, adjudicated innocent, and it was found that he withheld exculpatory evidence, and then all of a sudden they looked into this guy, and there were tons of prosecutions that were reversed.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Thank you for clearing that up, sir. I was just curious. For years I was wondering how that ended and if there was any
And that's
retrial.
That's how Mark Ober first took over office. He was Harry Lee Coe's assistant, and they put Mark in there to finish out his term, and then Mark won the next one, and then went 16 years as the state attorney, 10 of which he hated me.
With you as a thorn in his side.
Yeah.
Bob Martinez.
What?
He was a judge when Bob Martinez was mayor, wasn't he?
I think so.
That era?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
All right, well, happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays to you as well.
Breaking news, Bubba.
What, buddy?
I got subbed up by Scout and Big Gold, baby.
Oh, you've been
I'm in business. I get to watch the behind-the-scenes shows now.
You get to watch yourself.
I get to find out people give money to the show now.
Yeah.
And not 2 hours after.
Hello.
Yo.
Yes, 813-990 Bubba. Studio lines if you'd like to get hopefully a smart question in. Go ahead, buddy.
I wasn't hoping to go straight on air, dog. This is Broderick.
Hi, Broderick, do I know you?
25.
Oh, is this 25?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Hey, Broderick. Jay.
I was calling you guys to say what up, man.
Hey, I just saw Always Ready Freddy 2 weeks ago. He got my extinguishers ready. I told him, tell 25 I said hi.
Yeah, he told me, man. He told me, y'all were doing good and everything, and I was just calling you up, saying what's up.
Hey,
happy Thanksgiving, happy Turkey Day.
If you ever have any time, we'd love to do a show with you.
Yeah, I want to. We were talking about coming up to the studio and stuff because he did mention that you said to come up, but I was like, well, I don't just want to pop up uninvited. I gotta call Bubba first.
Yeah,
you can't just be popping up uninvited.
But listen, 25, can I put you on hold? So let me get your number so I can have it. I'll text you today. I'd love to have your info.
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right, man. Hold on.
This is my number, so just hit me up.
Happy Thanksgiving, Broderick.
I don't have it.
Sure, man. Happy Thanksgiving, Dan. You sexy bastard.
That's Jay. But
That's
same
all right.
thing.
We're one and the same.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jay.
That's all good.
Jay, you're also a sexy bastard.
Thank you.
You still got that big James Harden beard or no?
Yeah, I still got the big Harden beard. I got a nice silver stripe down it.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
But, I earned it.
Showing that age.
Yeah.
How about Mama 25? How's she doing, old girl?
Oh, she's doing great, man. She's actually semi-retired, enjoying Florida, working a little bit in the school system, so she's doing good. She's loving Florida still.
25, so let me put you on hold, give you over to Lummy, so I make sure I have your number, and I'll definitely hit you up, okay, bud?
All right, cool. What up, Lummy? That's my dog.
What's up?
That is your dog, man. Lummy, 25's the one that broke you in.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Lummy helped me out a couple years ago when I was coaching Little League football. We did like a little fish fry. Lummy hooked me up, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything that you're doing nowadays that you need any help with, 25, please know that you're one of the very few that have left that always were welcome back, never did me dirty.
Nope.
Always was just really straight up, always had my back, always good to me.
Depositions in our case, perfect, flawless.
So please know that I got
I remember that depo.
Flawless.
Just know how much respect I got for you, my friend, and that you're always welcome back. I'd love to do a show with you. And let me put you on hold so I have your right number, okay, bud?
Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate it. All right, fellas.
Hold on, buddy. Man, that was a good.
Yeah.
Let me get his information. That was a good.
I like
get.
Broderick.
Yeah, Seth, you ever met 25?
Never.
In real life? Never have.
I have not. No.
Good dude.
Maybe you know what? That would be.
I thought it was Broderick, the homeless guy, at first. He's mighty friendly.
He's well spoken.
I don't know why Bubba pointed a gun at him. This guy's a nice guy.
No, I've heard. I haven't heard any bad things about 25 being around here for a couple of years.
Not once.
You normally hear the bad stuff about everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why Lummy's business went under. By the way, he donated to the fish fry.
Yeah.
That was what put him over.
Fast for seafood.
I can't wait to to get 25 in the mix. They said we should maybe put 25 in with the pigmentation dudes one day.
Oh my goodness.
See how that goes.
What do you mean? Just put them in and then leave, or
no? I mean, put them in and you stay, but just see how they look at things the way Broderick looks at things.
Okay, yeah. Or are you calling him Broderick? Is it Broderick?
No,
or 25?
it's 20.
Hoss 83, get the 5 subs.
No, it's 25.
Okay, all right.
It's 25.
What's he doing?
I think he's an electrician now.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good business.
I think he's an electrician.
That's a great business.
So, what? Oh man, that's awesome to hear from him. Fantastic. John, look at my boy John Costica. Let me with 100 on the PayPal. I had breakfast with John early on Saturday morning.
Nice.
Did you get his information?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's have him in sometime.
Sounds good.
Let me do some words. We'll come back pretty early right now. We're about where we need to be. I got a couple stories, a couple illegal immigrant stories, and a couple other stories, and then we'll do the after show today, the uncensored after show that's available as a podcast. But you can watch it live if you're a member of our YouTube channel.
I'm a member.
You are. You just are.
I'm a member.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Whenever anyone starts a comment with, I love what's going on, but that's not great. I knew where that one was going.
Galaxy Clyde, you got a membership. Thank you.
What up, Joe Ma? It's Jay, not Dan. How you doing, buddy?
No problem. Tile, man of the people. I did a
Hi,
podcast.
Brian.
I did a podcast with Tuttle. It came out yesterday
Casserole.
or Saturday.
What is up, the Tile Guru? But instead of cream of mushroom, you use cream of broccoli. It makes it even better. I'm doing well, Stephen Jenkins. How you doing, buddy? Happy Thanksgiving. Why is everything got to be made like that, DBA singer? Maybe it's just not like that.
Thank you, Timothy. Yeah, it's great to be here, man.
Glenn Allen, join membership. Thank you.
Thanks for checking that out, Hoss. I thought it was pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie, it hasn't been listened to a lot, but we'll see. Want to give it a little promotion. NBD.
You know, fanatical Bucks fan, it doesn't, because people have been mistaking me and Dan for, our entire lives. We're pretty sure that on the Diaco Law Instagram, they think there's one Diaco. We're gonna do like one of those, the Kamala thing where she did the fake mirror? We're gonna do one of those with Danny and me, I think.
I know I wasn't even paying attention.
Good morning to you. Happy Thanksgiving.
It was a good run. I saw Heather got one. That was a good.
What up, Mitch? Good morning.
That was probably the best 10 that have been handed out.
You know, fanatical Bucks fans, we get older, it even happens more often.
I'm just excited about watching.
Good morning, Nick.
Watching content.
Happy Thanksgiving.
That I create that I couldn't watch before.
What's up, Captain Hawkeye, Camper Scott? Good morning to you guys.
What's up, Hawkeye?
Happy Thanksgiving to the
Semper Fi.
Can't believe it's already Thanksgiving this year. Blew by. Thank you, Chip Jones. Looking sharper with these gold buttons. Look at that. What?
Ooh, I just got an email. Welcome to the community. See my perks. Don't mind if I do.
A victim of police. Not near the nuclear plant, but I have surfed all over Northern County. Social FTE gym. Usually like Cardiff Seaside Reef, Swamis. Haven't hit lowers yet, but Kalani's invited us. I want to go there. I try to avoid nuclear plants when I surf.
You got it, Chip. Anytime, man.
It's Cali's probably a good break, though. Oh, they've even got a couple extra buttons, Bubba.
What's that?
They got a couple extras they put in the pocket for me.
Hell yeah.
Oh, they did?
I'm in business, yeah. I got 3 big ones. I got some big ones, extra ones, yeah. Thank you so much. I love it. And it's super thoughtful.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios.
Aquabeto.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I'm looking at these Tory Burch. Just concerned that there are only 4 little ones.
Oh, that's not a good deal.
Because here's what as I look at them, because I know a lot about buttons.
Well, eBay is one of those sketchy things. Read the item description.
Not only that, but like if you look here, now your button, the 2 main buttons that keep your coat together, they're roughly 25 millimeters.
Yep.
Which is roughly an inch. Well, if you look at these look like the buttons that would be on the
sleeve.
On the 4 little ones.
And there's like a completely different. I'm putting it up on the screen right now because they gave me extra buttons.
And so
that's just for one arm.
So I need to research this a little bit more.
I'm glad you didn't hit buy now.
Well, no, because we'd have 4 left sleeve buttons. Then I had to buy.
We can haggle, by the way. They have make an offer, so.
Well, I need to get a hold of this guy and say, hey, do you make these seem to be sleeve buttons according to this? Do you make any buttons that are, front of the suit?
A whole set.
Yeah, front of the suit deal. Banged up Aaron Rodgers reportedly resisted medical scans out of fears that the Jets will force him off the field. Do you think there might be a medical kicker in his contract? You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know, or he thinks that they may bench him.
I think the benching part of it.
That's what he's most worried about?
Yeah.
Banged up is all-encompassing the team used when a player is dealing with multiple injuries, which Roger apparently is, but now the continuing lack of detail about his injuries makes more sense. The Jets don't know what's going on with Rodgers because he reportedly won't allow them to know. He won't allow them to know. At this point, it's not clear if Rodgers
My dad would
even
never
know.
put up with that. Let me tell you what, man.
So, like,
Could you imagine that?
No, but let me ask you a question on the pecking order.
Yeah.
When your dad was the team doctor, and if he wanted, because listen, I'm not trying to be any one way or the other, but when you're a player, whether it's hockey, baseball, football, basketball, you're kind of property. Meaning, you're kind of the property of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're paying you to play.
They're paying you as a human being to play, and they also have the right to inspect their property.
But it's even, I mean, that makes it sound so like slave-like, but it's not. It's even more this. They have a duty to protect their players,
their investment.
Whoever their players are, they have a duty to know and a duty to protect. So, say for example, this guy's having multiple concussions and he's not going to let the team do a CT of his head, and then all of a sudden he dies from his 15th head injury.
So what I'm saying is when your dad would walk up to a guy because he saw him limp or he just looks banged up, and he said, "Hey, Derek," or "Hey, Vinny," or, "Hey, Paul Grouper, I'd like to take a look at your ankle. I'd like to take a look at your knee."
I got one better. You can do a real scenario. Mike Allstott.
Okay, so
they did the MRI. He had no choice. There was a big group of people that were trying to say that he can't play post-surgery. Look at his MRI. And my father's the one that said, no, he can play. But the point is, Mike didn't have a choice in whether or not he was going to get these CT scans.
I know, but it sounds like Rogers,
which is insane to me.
Which, like I'm saying, this would be like your dad walking up to a player, which would never happen. Walking up to a player because either your dad's observation or a coach asked your dad to, or whatever, by whatever means, and said, "Hey, Mike, I'd like to take a look at that right knee, buddy." And a guy saying, "No, Joe, you're not looking at my knee." I mean, that wouldn't fly with your dad.
They don't play.
Your dad would be like, "Well, let me tell you something. We can do this one of two ways. You can let me look at your knee, or I'll go get the general manager, and he's going to make me look at your knee."
Right. And see, the difference with my dad and other physicians, I guess, in this era is my father was respected by the players. Even the most difficult of players, Warren Sapp or whoever it was, my dad had a connection with these people because they knew that my father was an advocate for them. He wanted them to play. If they were healthy enough to play, he wanted them on the field. And they knew that, so they didn't have any problem with having Dr. Joe throw some diagnostic tests at something because he was trying to make them better so they could perform.
Rogers won't even let the medical staff inspect him in fear of they'll find something and bench him. And Rogers, we've already established that it's all about Rogers.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So
he kind of started that way in my mind when he was trying to get Favre's seat.
I mean, there's no structure. I mean, they got rid of the head coach. They have a lame duck interim coach right now. I mean, they just fired their general manager. I mean, I don't even know who's in charge of that place. But
who would even say hey, Aaron, do it? Like, you're right. There's no pecking order.
Like, honestly, I don't really think there's anybody higher in the organization right now than Aaron Rodgers.
I think Aaron Rodgers is just a cog below Woody, right?
Yeah, I think now he is. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, who's this?
Hey, good morning, Bubba. How you doing?
Good. What's up, Big Hands John?
I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And I heard 25 on there. He's a great guy. I'd love to hear him back on the radio.
That's good.
I just wanted to make a statement about...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to make a statement about Hanging Harry Coe. He had that nickname because of his baseball time when he was in college. He was a hell of a baseball player, and he used to throw a fastball that would hang for a long time.
Really?
Before it ever really... Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Played for
got
the
a hell of a
Florida.
history for it.
Interesting.
Played for the Tarpons for a couple of years.
Well,
he had a hell of a reputation.
Yeah, he did, including blowing his brains out underneath the bridge.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, Big Hands John, good talking to you.
Yeah, you guys have a great one. You always pick me up, man. It's a wonderful thing to hear you guys on the radio. Thanks for everything you do.
Thank you, John. Appreciate you.
Tonight, a victim and police chief speak out as we learn more about a man accused of raping a woman this week despite a long history of prior arrests.
Now, this guy was out on bail or bond for strangling a woman, and they arrested him for strangling a woman.
Authorities also tell us that the man is in the country illegally. So
what?
Imagine that. An illegal alien that got caught for strangling, that was out on bond for strangling. That goes back to what, Lummy?
Goes back to illegal immigrants strangling.
Yeah.
How could this
I throw you softballs and you just...
I didn't know the answer to that
spin
one.
yourself right into the
I thought
ground.
that was a pretty good
happened?
answer.
Fox 5's Josh Rosenthal is in Herndon, Virginia tonight, where he's been working.
Hold on, talk about false advertisement. She's looking like she's showing belly.
I was just going to ask, is that belly or dress?
Dress.
To get more answers. Hi, Josh.
Hi, guys. Yeah, we started to look into this because of this alleged heinous crime that is, police say, happened here along the Washington and Old Dominion Trail Monday night. But then we learned a lot more. So what we're going to do tonight is lay it all out and also explain some questions that we have and have not gotten answered so far. Monday night, Herndon police say a woman was walking along the W&OD trail between Ferndale Avenue and Grace Street when Dennis Humberto Navarrete Romero grabbed the woman and raped her. What? They add that Romero is in the country illegally and that he has an extensive criminal background. That includes being arrested for indecent exposure just last month.
And by the way, he's illegally in here. Don't you think after your first arrest that would be reasonable enough to send him back?
When Jennifer Pugh says Romero followed her home.
I said, there's Ring cameras all around, and he didn't care. I was scared. I mean, it was a shock.
Herndon Police Chief Maggie DeBoard told us Romero's other arrests include an incident in which Romero choked a police officer in June of 22.
And he's still, hold on, June
what? 22.
June of 22, he choked out a cop.
DeBoard says they charged Romero with felony assault on a law enforcement officer, but that the Fairfax County Commonwealth's attorney downgraded the charge to simple assault.
That's the problem.
Misdemeanor.
Yep.
That's the problem.
These state attorneys.
These prosecutors who fail to prosecute crimes and its sanctuary cities, and that's what's happening all around the nation, Bubba, right now.
Oh, you don't think I don't know about crimes not being prosecuted?
Right, but Gavin Newsom's trying to Trump protect California by making it a sanctuary state, and all these sanctuary cities, you got problems because this administration's not going to allow you to hide illegal criminals. When you talk mass, this really irritates me because no one's going to deport families. We're going to deport creeps like this that have been in our country for 2 years, violating our laws, in addition to violating the laws coming across our border. And the city officials that protect these people, how can you look yourselves in the mirror? You're reprehensible.
And it also looks like there's a report that he fondled a 14-year-old in 2018 and exposed himself to a 10 and 13-year-old the year before.
Anyone who wants to be intellectually honest, if you want to prevent illegal crimes, get rid of the illegal criminals, period.
That's where you start.
Jesus.
Your roundup can start with the criminals.
That's it.
Around our officer's neck trying to choke him. So we don't understand that one.
So
man, that
what
gets me
happened?
mad.
Wednesday, we reached out to Commonwealth's attorney Steve Descano. His office did not explain the decision to downgrade the charges, but in a statement, they said in part that prior to this week's alleged rape, our office prosecuted the defendant regarding an incident in which he pled guilty to 2 counts of assault and battery and 1 count of resisting arrest. He served jail time as a result of these convictions.
You're an embarrassment, Steve Descano.
Romero was released from custody on November 14th after serving 25 days on the indecent exposure conviction.
Let's use the Bubba test on this.
25 days.
What would happen if you choked out a local cop? Think of the things.
To put me in prison for killing a hog.
The crimes that he just said are the most reprehensible crimes in the world. Touching a 10-year-old, touching a 14-year-old, choking out a cop. There's a reason why
25 days, buddy. That's
assaulting a cop or killing a cop in the state of Florida is a capital crime. Because when you think about punishment, it's supposed to have 2 things. One, it's supposed to punish the criminal for what they've done. The other thing, it's supposed to have a chilling effect. If you kill a cop in Florida, you die. You get a 12-person juror and you die.
For rape just 4 days later. Tonight, we're also waiting to hear back from ICE officials about whether they were notified of Romero being in the country illegally.
Man, that makes me mad.
Me too. And then teachers, they're going crazy.
The date has been set for Jacqueline Ma. She's the former Teacher of the Year from National City.
Teacher of the Year.
No.
Teacher of the Year.
Who's accused of sexually abusing students.
Ma's trial is now scheduled for April 14th of next year.
She'll probably get more than one
that guy.
35-year-old taught 5th and 6th grade at
She taught 5th and 6th.
Lincoln Acres Elementary.
Lincoln Acres, Lummy.
And was named the San Diego County Teacher of the Year in early 2023. She was arrested in March of that same year on suspicion of engaging in sexual relationships with 2 students who were 11 and 12 years old at the time.
Disgusting.
She has since pleaded not guilty to 21 felony counts, including lewd
21.
acts with a child and possessing child sexual abuse material.
A trial date has been set for
sexual abuse material, like child porn, maybe?
That's what it sounds like.
Wow. Jay, I'm going to buy you some more drip buttons, my friend.
Thank you, Bubba. I love it.
Thank you, my friend. Lummy, we calling it 35?
Sounds good.
Seth, 35?
Yes, sir.
It's the uncensored after show, which, if you're a member of our YouTube channel, you'll be able to watch. Otherwise, you're going to have to go download for a podcast. And wherever you get your podcasting stuff, iHeart, iTunes, Apple Play, Google, or just our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel in itself has every one of our podcasts as well, and that's at the Bubba Army. We'll see you about 10:35. Appreciate you.
Thanks for letting me finish. You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian, Lummit.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter programming.
Rhett, the filthy ginger video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire, of Council. Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra, of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I repeat hello.